Welcome, Bulldog Nation. First home game of the 2023 season. Chad Collins here with Dan Waldinger. We've got a new crew. Well, we've got some adjusted crew. We've got some new technology here today. Sideline reporters with Ryan Heiser. Halftime shows.
Leveling up.
Well, I don't even know what that means.
We're leveling up, Chad.
Dan, it's the Bulldogs versus the Bulldogs. First home game of the season. Battle of the Bulldogs. Mahomet-Seymour comes in 0-1. Highland Bulldogs come in 1-0. What do we know about this team?
I'll let you know.
Do me a favor. Talk about the defense.
I'll talk about the defense. This Highland team, it's, if you're wondering, they're down from Southern Illinois, near Edwardsville. About halfway in between Vandalia, and St. Louis. If you're wondering. You Google it.
No, you told me earlier.
Oh, but you want to talk about defense, not geography?
Yeah, no, their defense.
Their defense is tight.
How do they stack up against us? What do we need to do?
They're strong. They're strong. We've got one game to work off, right? But I can tell you, their defense is stout. They run basically a 4-2-5. That's 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 DBs. They fly around. They're aggressive, Chad. Their D-line average is about 220 on the D-line, so not the biggest, but boy, are they aggressive. From the tape we watched pregame, they get after it.
Yeah.
So the
key is for us to get our blocks. They go 2 ways, so we're going to announce a lot of players. You're going to hear a lot of names both ways. Dylan Beadle is their overall best athlete based on week 1, right? Number 9, Dylan Beadle. He's an outside linebacker. He's a senior, and he plays both ways. We'll talk about him on the offense, Chad. What we got to worry about with them, honestly, on the defense, they make tackles. So we got to get our blocks. We got to push forward. It's going to be a true test for the O-line. And we're going to get our guys out in space.
Are they better on the defensive back front, or are they better on the O-line, linebackers?
Their key, honestly, Chad, is their linebackers. Last week, they were led by all of their linebackers. Guys like Tyson Rakers, a junior, had 4 tackles. Wyatt Renier, he's an outside linebacker, just a sophomore. Again, there's a linebacker for them. We're going to have to get to that second level and get those blocks. Because that's going to be the key on the offensive line for the Bulldog, for Mahomet Bulldogs. So get through that second level. Their linebacking core is active and they're aggressive. So guys like, again, Renier, Beadle, we got to block them. Another guy to watch out for is Ethan Greenwald. He's a junior. He had 3 total tackles last week. Another linebacker. So they fly around.
Yeah, but quarterback is number 7.
That's going to be a key to the game.
Let's flip over to their offensive side. These guys came out, they beat, is it Breeze?
Breeze Central.
Breeze Central last week, 35-14, put a hurting on them. They had over 500 yards total yards. 500 total yards, actually.
A lot of it rushing, right?
A lot of it rushing. 85% of their yards were in rushing, and they can hurt you there. They can hurt you. They send a lot of different packages out. They'll do a wing T. They'll load the backfield. They'll do misdirect motions.
A lot of running backs.
A lot of running backs. So you mentioned before that Dylan, I hope I'm saying it right. Beadle. Is that right? Do we know it to be true?
Yeah, Dylan Beadle.
Mason, follow them.
No disrespect if we're mispronouncing it. So he can line up in the wide receiver spot. He can line up in the slot. You'll see him a lot in motion.
He's like our Valiant Walsh from
Exactly
last year.
right. Exactly right. He'll come out. You'll see him on reverses. He hides well, so he's only, again, no disrespect, 5'7", 160. But behind that huge line, so what did we say? I don't remember, but 240, I think, on the line. And, a lot of height on that line, so –
you got a 6'5" left tackle.
Yeah, 6'5". You've got, 6'3". They're all over the place. So, a Dylan Beadle really hides well in that. And I'll tell you the one thing I like about this kid is that he's relatively small enough so he hides behind the line, but he's really quick.
He's
and
slippery.
he's as quick left to right as he is, front to back. His legs never stop driving.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. So last week in the rushing, let's see, he had 51 yards rushing. He had another 36. in passing. Let's move to Blake Gelly.
Yeah, we can't not talk about the Highland offense without talking about Blake Jelly. It's Jelly.
Is it Jelly?
It's Jelly.
My apologies. So
number 15. He's just a sophomore.
he's just a sophomore. He's really mature as he reads through. When he drops back in pass, really mature at reading through his progressions. But he's not a dummy. He won't just stand there behind that big O-line. He will tuck it and run and beat you on the outside. So one of the keys for Mahomet is they've got to beat those corners, off the seam, so to speak.
Chad, last week he led their team in rushing.
What do you have, over 100 yards rushing, didn't he?
If that tells you anything.
What does it tell me?
It tells you we got to watch out for him.
We got to watch out.
Running.
He wasn't in the running back position, put it that way.
Tuck and run. Watch it.
Another one to watch out for in receiving, Hunter Frey, number 3. He had 127 yards last week.
Wow.
Which is, if my math is correct, something like 58% of their passing yards was him. He had a 64, he had 32. Big plays. He's really quick, and he knows how to find that seam between the defensive backs and safeties. And you'll see a lot of this misdirection. They'll drag those safeties and defensive backs off, and they'll flare them out of the back.
Do a little bubble, little screens. He's a senior kid. It's in your head.
Now, here's how Mahomet has to beat this team. Well, just pure statistics. You know how I am about 300 yards on the ground. You're not going to beat Highland if you can't stop that run.
Totally agree.
So I think a couple of the ways they've got to think about doing that. And if you look at their runs, it's not like they're ramming it, in the A or B gap every time. They're getting to the outsides.
Yep.
They'll pitch. Again, they'll reverse, do some misdirections. We've got to have our defensive ends and that rover or defensive back, of course, stay on point, but they've got to crash those corners. They have to do that if they're going to shut this team down.
Agree. And that's a great segue into the Mahomet defense. A lot of new faces, Chad. Of course, a lot of guys graduated from our defense and our offense. But, again, great segue to our defense. A lot of new names, but a lot of familiar faces that we hope to call a lot. Jack Gallier, of course, moved to tackle. He's a senior. He's number 53 in your program, number 1 in your heart, by the way.
Oh.
Jack Gallier is a 4-year starter. We expect a lot from him. He's going to anchor that defense for the Bulldogs. New face, total new skill set at the linebacking core for the Bulldogs. They're going to be tested tonight, as you said. A lot of run from the Highland Bulldogs. Newcomer Brock Vanderveer, we expect him to do big things. Number 2, he's a junior. He came over. He moved into town. We hope that he's going to have a big game tonight. We're going to need him to step forward. Of course, Donnie Lewis is returning. He's a senior. I think the Bulldogs for Mahomet are going to rely on a lot of seniors tonight. Guys like Colby Crowley anchoring the defensive backfield. Colby was a guy that waited his turn. He's got his opportunities now.
Moved up in the depth chart.
Moved up. He was I guess he saw the Bulldog way for 4 years, and it's his turn, number 3. Look for him. He's going to be a key player on the Bulldogs this year, and especially in this game with those outside runs at cornerback position, he's going to have to contain.
Yeah.
So look for Colby to make some plays tonight. Other new faces and old faces, Ethan Esker at linebacker. Look for him to make some plays, number 44. Of course, one of my favorite players on defense, Javon Irwin. He's moved to the edge. He kind of floated around. He was kind of that plug-and-play guy last year.
Last year was, yeah.
Whenever we needed somebody to make a play, he was it. He played all over the field. Right now, he's got a job to do on the edge. He's a D end. Look for Javon to break out tonight. I feel like with their running game going outside, I feel like Javon's got a big job, but I think he's up for it and containing that outside and getting those pitch plays, those outside runs. So look for Javon on the edge. He's a senior. He's 32, and he's been through the grind. So from a defense perspective, a lot of new faces, but they got one game under their belt. They've had a lot of playing time last year in some big blowout games. So it's not like it's their first rodeo, Chad. This is their third rodeo, okay? And I feel like third time's a charm.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is football, Dan, so I feel like it's a good time to call an audible. Down on the sidelines, we, of course, have Ryan Heiser. Hopefully he can hear us down there.
That's
And
new.
it's-
That's new this year.
It's new. We got a sideline reporter, and we're actually going to send it down to him here in just a minute as he gets prepared and talk about this game. In the meantime, let's talk about what the Bulldogs have to do to beat this team. You talked about their defense. They're very strong.
Yeah. So I'll say it first, Chad. Coach Henry Turek, he's been around the block. He's been around for many years now. He's got these. He's going to get our guys in position. The key is execute, make the tackle, no big plays, minimize the big plays, and just get the ball to the offense. I know you're going to talk about the offense for the Bulldogs. Again, a lot of new faces, but the key tonight is Henry Turek and those defensive coordinating team for the Bulldogs are going to get us in the right spots. Make the play. That's the key.
Absolutely.
That's the key.
Absolutely. Ryan Heiser, if you can hear us, give us a look up here to the booth. We'd like to send it down to you, and we don't have a connection right now. So what we'll do is let me move into what Mahomet's got to do. So we watched the game.
Talk about the offense.
Yeah, we watched the game last week, and they struggled to run the ball, kind of that A and B gap, even in the C gap to some extent. What I think they're going to need to do is, again, no disrespect to the defensive backs for Highland, but there are places they can be beat. They can be beat. So they're going to need to beat them in the seams, get that safety and those defensive backs out of position, get them turned around. That's some weakness that we saw last week. And I tell you what, it looks like we've got a signal down to Ryan Heiser. As soon as he turns his mic on, he'll give us the high sign, and we'll talk a little bit about what he sees that the Bulldogs have to do as he's down on the sidelines.
And by the way, this is our first year having a sideline reporter. Ryan Heiser, take it away.
Heiser, look up towards the camera.
Outside, hitting him on the flats and sending him outside on a wheel route or something to get that ball moving on the ground. Last week they had a lot of success passing the ball. Luke Dyer was chucking the ball downfield, made some good completions, and that worked well for the Bulldogs. But if we can get that running game going, that'll open up some more passing plays. On defense, we really got to break penetration. We got to get through that offensive line and get into the backfield, disrupt the ball runner and the quarterback early, get them on their toes, and see where that takes us. But it's going to be a tough game. Highland has been a perennial playoff team, constantly in the playoffs. So they came out here tonight. They're big kids. That's the first thing I noticed down here on the field is they're big. They're big and strong. So that's going to make for some tough competition here for the Bulldogs. But we're at a home game tonight. So that's what I saw down here, Dan.
Well, thank you, Ryan Heiser. We're certainly excited to have you down on the sideline this year. Let's go back, and I want to hit a couple of points that Ryan talked about because I think they're really critical, right? You've got to get Luke Johnson out in space.
Senior, 3-year starter.
He's had his injuries over the time, but he's a strong kid. He's a hard runner. We need to break open opportunities for him. I don't believe, again, I'm not a coach. I'm not with these kids all week, but just from my elementary understanding of the football game, we've got to get him out in space so he can make some plays, Dan.
100%. And you know what it does, Chad? It opens up things for some of the new guys and some of the old faces. Guys like Braden Pagel. Braden Pagel might have been our best offensive threat last week. He's again, a 3-year guy that's played significant, important snaps over the last 3 years. He's a senior. I feel like he's going to have a big game, big season. But also some of them newcomers. If we can get LJ in space, it opens up the whole game.
Absolutely.
The whole game and it calms Luke down. Luke's a junior. He's been waiting his turn. He's ready. But if you can take a little pressure off of Luke by LJ making plays, it opens up things for Trey Peters. It opens up things for the new guy, Hammerschmidt.
Yeah.
Guys like that just calms the storm.
It calms the storms. And, it's not like we've got a bunch of 130-pound offensive linemen. There's some big boys up there. I think the key, the passing is you get Luke out in space and start opening that running a little bit. It's going to make the other team, Highland, I don't know why I said the other team. It's going to make Highland, really start to pay attention to the pass. And what I'd like to see is just enough time to work through the first and the second progression for the Mahomet Bulldog team. Sometimes last week, we kind of went automatically to the one. I think the coaching staff saw that and made some adjustments this week. So that's my 30,000-foot view. A couple of the guys I want to mention, just kind of go over to the Highland offense that we can't take our eyes off this week.
Talk about him.
Number 40, Jack Nemo.
Running back.
He lines up in a lot of different plays. He always plays linebacker, doesn't he?
Another sophomore, too. He plays
Sophomore.
both ways.
So this is a young team, but don't let them fool you.
No.
They're very disciplined.
They're a perennial playoff team. Let's not pull any punches. They're a good football team.
Is that different than a perennial flower?
It's similar but different.
The same thing,
It's
only
same
different?
thing, only different.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Again, I think you mentioned before, Tyson Rakers, we can't take our eye off of them. And then we already spoke about Dylan Beadle. I hope I'm not mistaking that.
No, he's their do-all. He's a senior, and he's 5'7", 160, number 9. I feel like we're going to call his name quite a bit, both sides.
And then number 39, Nick Judge. So that's the recap according to the unofficial Bulldog TV scouting report, which means absolutely nothing other than Dan and I just kind of watching some film last week. Again, there is only 1 week of film, so it's a little bit difficult to kind of see everything. And I think this would be, Dan, a good opportunity. I'll send it to you to talk about some of our corporate partners and maybe just take a quick break. What do you feel about that?
100%. We couldn't do Bulldog TV without some support. Simon Anderson, of course, is in charge of this whole thing. Simon does a great job of getting us in line, getting us ready, getting us the tech that we need. But we can't get the tech without support. I want to just give a shout-out to our current athletic corporate sponsors.
Partners.
They're partners. They're partners in Bulldog TV.
We're all in this together.
We're basically
family strong.
Family strong. D1 Networks, Prairie Side Development, Jackson Quality Construction, Busey Bank, Christie Clinic, Subway of Mahomet, Andrew White Dentistry, Mid-America Market, First State Bank of Forest, FedEx Ground, Mahomet Animal Hospital, and, of course, your Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters. Matt Hensley's on the field, folks. We're going to zoom in. We're going to see what's going on. It looks like the band has taken the field. It's 10 minutes till kick, Chad.
That's a good time for a break. Let's send it down to the field with the cameras.
At this time, we'd like everyone to please stand, face flag, remove your caps, as the marching Bulldogs, under the direction of Michael Stevens, play our national anthem.
Mason. So just take it slow. If you don't know if you're live or not, it's not doing it very good. If you don't know if you're live, you just take it nice and slow. Ease out.
Welcome back to Frank Dutton Field, 525. Dogapalooza. Dan, were you ever no, you didn't grow up around here. You never were in the bounce houses, were you?
Never. I didn't do the bouncies because they didn't exist back then. It was like 1982.
Were you even born in 82?
No, but there was some great music.
Speaking of good music, okay. We've got the I'm not sure what they call them. Flag Corps, is that it down there in the band? Down there, I want to talk just a little bit about, because I highlighted some key players, but I want to talk about kind of this O-line for Highland. Starting out left to right, left tackle, we've got number 55, Chase, I think it's Picate, if I'm not mistaken. He's a big one, 6'3", 265 to his right.
Sounds like a salsa.
No.
Picante?
No, this is Picante.
Oh.
No, this is Picate.
Oh, Picate.
Or Picati. We apologize in advance. We didn't get all these pronunciations. Anyways, to his right on left guard is number 69, Lucas Feeney. He's a 5'11". Let me just say this out loud. 5'11", 270.
Compact.
He's a big one.
Compact.
He's their biggest O-line, at least by 5 pounds.
He's compact.
There at center, we've got number 60, Caden Riedemann. And off to the right guard, we've got number 75. That's going to be Ashton Zobrist.
Color guard is what you're looking for, Chad.
Sorry?
Color guard for the flags.
Color guard. Thank you. I'm
sorry.
still talking about the offensive line.
I'm sorry.
But, hey, listen, with number 75, Ashton, and as the team starts to take, Highland takes the field, coming out in white jerseys, black pants.
Here comes them
They're
Highland
pumped
Bulldogs.
up like they own the field. They bring the American flag. We're all Americans here.
America.
3:21 to go as we await the Bulldogs coming
Home
out.
opener, Chad. I cannot wait. Sun setting. Let's talk about special teams a little bit.
Do that.
All right, here's what I know about Highland. On the punt, they do what we do. Their quarterback, again, Jelly, number 15, he'll drop back and he'll do that pooch punt. So you're worried about a fake, right? Because he's back deep when they punt. So look for that. Jelly, the quarterback, sophomore, Blake Jelly will take the punts and he'll kick the punts. And again, we're going to call his name a lot, I feel. Punt return for the Bulldogs from the south is Dylan Beadle. He'll take most of the punts. Oh, boy.
Here come the Bulldogs.
Here come the Bulldogs. Here comes the flags. It's Frank Dutton Field. It's Friday night. It's Dogapalooza. The cameras are out. Here we go. It's Bulldog football time. 2 minutes to oh, there's no better feeling, Chad.
Hey, let's play some football, boys.
Let's play some football, boys.
Nah, we don't need that. The whole sideline is pumped up. All the cheerleaders.
What a great crowd.
Is it flag court? Is that what I missed?
No, color guard.
Color guard. Gosh, dog
Color
it.
guard.
I apologize.
Shout out
I
to
got
the
to get
color
out
guard.
more often.
Shout out to the color guard. Hey, one of our neighbors is in the color guard. Lydia Risser.
Lydia, of course she is.
She's out there.
We
She's
see her
doing
practicing everything like
She
that.
does her thing. She's leading them color guards.
The band, the cheerleaders, everyone's coming out. The stands are absolutely packed.
100%. It's Friday Night Football in Mahomet, guys.
1:28 to go until the blood starts flowing, man.
Oh, baby. I am. Blood's flowing for me, Chad.
Yeah, it's already for me as well.
You know what? I just want to know one thing.
Oh,
When are the pork chops coming?
I don't know, but the student section brought the smoke bombs or something, dry ice or something to that
zone
effect.
in on that, Ryan. Can you do that? Student section going wild. They're wilding out right now. We got whiteout conditions here in August. Oh, wait, it's September. It's September. It's Labor Day weekend. Whiteout conditions here at Frank Dutton Field. We got 1 minute until kickoff. I am jacked. It's been a while, Chad. It's been a while.
Well, I think it's been about 9 months. Don't oversell it, Dan.
Well, it's been about 8 months too long as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we've got 10 loyal viewers and going. We might hit 11 here tonight on the station. You never know.
RZ, are we up to 11 viewers? We just hit number 12. Hey, if you're from Highland, welcome to Bulldog TV. Full disclosure, we'll do our best to pronounce your boys' names right. Honestly, we will do our best, but we are Bulldog TV, and Chad, we're homers.
And Mahomet looks like they're going to set to receive it, if my eyes aren't deceiving me, Dan.
Yeah, we got Donovan Lewis back deep for the Bulldogs, along with Braden Garrett. So Lewis and Garrett set to receive for your hometown Bulldogs.
Number 86. Dan just about fell out of the booth.
Well, somebody moved my
Looking
chair.
for his-
Somebody moved my chair. It's like musical chairs up in here, up in the studio. I'm so excited about fell over.
This is going to be a physical game, Dan.
That's what we talked to Coach before the game. He said this is going to be a physical game, start to finish. Looking forward to it. It's football. Again, Donnie Lewis, the senior, back deep. Braden Garrett, who filled in quite a bit last year,
week,
running back. He's a junior. He's set deep to receive. So the Bulldogs receive. We're about ready to kick this thing off. Home opener, Dogapalooza. The crowd is stacked. The weather's perfect. The lights are on. It's Friday Night Lights.
We saw this last week. Look how Highland is setting up in a stack formation, Dan.
Interesting. Here we go. Zane Corte, the senior kicker, set to kick this thing off here at Frank Dutton Field. The refs are they're still huddled. We've got some time. Everybody's excited. We want to get this thing going, but we got to wait.
Now they're operating on a different clock.
Yeah, everybody's ready. Everybody's ready. Big deal tonight, Chad. Dogapalooza night. A lot of good funds raised for the boosters.
20th year, I heard that this week.
20th year, and I tell you what, it really does help support all the programs, not just football, all the athletic programs. What a great, great community-wide effort, Dogapalooza, and it couldn't be a better night. Again, Zane Corte to kick. He's 5'6", he's 165, he's a senior. He's going to set this thing off. Donnie Lewis deep, Braden Garrett deep for the Bulldogs. Football's set. Lights are on. It's time once again for Bulldog football. Here we go. The kick is to the up back. That's Garrett. He fumbles it. Ball's loose. Looks like Donnie gets it. Donnie's got a little space. Dodge a bullet there, Chad.
Oh, that's the one you don't want to see.
Whoa,
Hopefully we got the
baby.
nerves out of the way. Fumbled it. Does get it all the way up to, what's that going to be, about the 32-yard line for the Bulldogs, where they'll set the ball and take over.
A little nerve-wracking there. Donnie covered it up, though, and he made something out of nothing.
1st and 10 as the Bulldogs come, led by Luke Dyer, 6'3" junior at quarterback. Trey Peters to our near side. We got Kevin, golly, am I going to do that again?
It's Braden. It's
Braden Pagel to the right, trips. Luke Johnson to the left, he goes in motion. It's a handoff to Luke Johnson. He's got some space around the 35. Hits the 40, still on his feet to the 44. That's going to bring up a first down for the Bulldogs. No late hit. Coach was looking for it.
Hey, we talked about it pregame. Get Luke Johnson the ball. Senior, get him the first play. 10 yards later, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Here we go. LJ with a big first down. A lot of room for him, too, on that first play from scrimmage.
Now we move to a 5-receiver set. Luke Johnson rolls up. He comes in motion from our side, going to the Highland side. Dyer slips it out, and it's picked off at the 40. He cut that route short. It was going to Luke Johnson, and Dyer just short-balled it. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 for Highland. Bad field position for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, really good play by Wyatt Rendier. We talked about him pregame. He's that outside linebacker that led in tackles last week, Chad. He read that play. Good scout from Highland. He jumped the route. Again, big play for the Bulldogs from the south. They'll take it over, 1st and 10. From their 36-yard line. Big test early for your Bulldogs.
And led by Blake Jelly, number 15 for the Bulldogs. Mahomet showing blitz early. 3-receiver set. It's a kick out to number 9. That's going to be
Beadle,
Dylan Beadle. And that's going to be a pick of about 6 or 7. 2nd down for Highland.
Again, Chad, we talked about Dylan Beadle. He's their weapon, and they get to him early there, and he picks up 6. You got to keep an eye on him. We got to have somebody matched up with Dylan Beadle because he's their playmaker, the senior from Highland.
And just like that, Gavin Frey comes in at wide receiver to the Bulldog side. Blake Ryanacker, apologize for that, sets to the other side. Now we stack the backfield. We got 1 H-back. I think it's going to be Ethan Greenwald that's in the H-back position. There's a snap. It's a fake. He goes up top. He's got a man. Overthrows him. That's going to be number 86. Gavin Frey was the intended receiver.
Yeah, good attempt by the Bulldogs from the south. They had a man actually beat our guy on the outside. Just overthrew him. Consider it a win for the Bulldogs. From Mahomet, we'll reset. It's 3rd and 4. The gong's out. Big play early. Chad, look for Jelly to keep it here, tuck and run.
He's been known to do that. Twin sets. Mahomet showing blitz once again. There's a snap, and he does keep it right up the middle. Looks like he's going to be really close, and looks like he piles across. That'll be first down.
You got it. They like to go to Beadle, or they like to go to Jelly when they need a first down. He's a runner. He can pass too, but he likes to run first. He did it that time. It's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from Highland.
Major comes up and makes that tackle before it gets a little too nasty. 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 25. Jelly set up. Motion comes from Dylan Beadle, sorry. He keeps it again right up the middle, down to the 20-yard line. Wrapped up by Jack Gallier.
4-year starter, he makes a good play there. Otherwise, that's going to be a big play. Jack stops him short, but after a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 there.
I didn't think they would do this earlier, but they're running 2 times in a row off of Gavin Booman, who's on the right side. He's their right tackle. I thought they would actually go a lot further left.
And he's a big boy, Chad. I mean, 6'4", 230, not a bad option. Linebacking core for Mahomet's got to step up right here.
Greenwald, quick pass out to the left side. Highland side picks up another first down to...
That's number 3, Chad. That's senior Hunter Frey. We talked about him. He led all yards offensively receiving last week. He's a weapon on the outside. They got it to him. He made the first down.
A lot more passing than I thought we would see early.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 1st and 10 from the 10.
Number
First and
3,
goal.
Hunter Frey set up in the running back position behind Dylan Beadle. Motion comes. It goes and Bulldogs sniff it out.
There we go.
Maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, big play by the Bulldog defense. I saw Donnie Lewis coming up there to finish it off, but Javon Irwin starts it off. So Javon on the edge gets him wrapped. Donnie comes in, finishes it off. Big play for the Bulldogs. Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11. Rhinocker all alone to the Bulldog side in the wide receiver set. Twins in the backfield. He rolls out. Inside bubble screen. He's got some room all the way down. That's got to be down to the, 4-yard line, it looks like, somewhere right in there.
Yeah, that was 30, the junior. He's Tyson Rakers. He had a big game last week. They get him the ball. They advance the sticks. But it's 3rd and goal. Bulldogs test it early. Here we go.
Rendier lines up in the fullback position. It's a handoff. Bulldogs sniff it out. It's going to bring up 1st down. That went to Hunter Frey, took the handoff.
Javon right in the mix. That'll bring up 4th down. You got to bet they're going to go for it here, Chad.
Yeah.
Loss of 1, so that'll bring up 4th and 4. Call it 5, Chad.
4th and 5. They're smelling the goal line. I'm looking for a trick play, but what do I know?
Watch them on the outside here. Look for Beadle.
Jelly takes it, runs around the left side. He's sniffed out, and the Bulldogs stop it.
Okay. Big Jack Gallier, the 4-year starter, comes through with a huge play. 53.
Let's
Jack
get ready.
Gallier.
Let's get ready to send it down to Ryan Heiser, who had a front row seat on that. He's down about the 20. What did you see down there, Ryan?
Most of that series, Javon Irvin, he stepped up. He stepped up really big. He got in the backfield a couple of different times, but as you saw, 4th down and 4, Big Jack Gallier, he was bust through the line and stopped the quarterback on the quarterback sneak. So Bulldogs got the ball on the 4. Back to you guys.
Handoff goes to Luke Johnson. He'll pick up a couple on the play across the 10-yard line down to about the 11, bring up 2nd down for the Bulldogs.
Hey, good stuff having a sideline guy, right?
Oh, I love it. He's seeing things we're not seeing.
He can see at ground level. This is next level. Thank you to our corporate sponsors for allowing that to happen. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. We need to move the sticks, Chad. 7:17 left, first quarter. 5-yard gain. We got the entire playbook for Burner. Here we go.
Dyer looks across the defense. Looks for a check down from the side from Coach.
Dyer taking his time here. I like it.
And that looks like it might be a delay of game, and it is. They'll
Took
mark
too
off
much time.
Mark off the gain they got to bring up 2nd and 10, I believe.
Took a little too much time there. They're playing off man, Chad. I noticed they're playing off man on Trey Peters. I'd like to see him take a shot with Trey on an under route, maybe a slant, maybe some sort of hitch. Let Trey make some plays.
Yeah, and you can notice that Tyser
Plays
Rakers
both ways.
He plays both ways, but he lines up a lot in that safety. Oh, he's hitting the backfield. Does he get
pressure.
out? And he gets down to the
Barely.
6-inch yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down. They brought the heat from the left side
They sure
for Highland.
Didn't give Dyer much time there. He couldn't get his options, and that puts us in a precarious position.
Cade Ashby checks in for the Bulldogs. You got to think they're just going to get enough space to get out of here. Also does Gavin Hammerschmidt, number 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 15, Chad. So they got to figure out something. Maybe a screen play, get Luke in space. Maybe look for Pego on a slant, make something happen.
No deep safeties. Dyer drops back, sends it down the middle.
There he
He's
is.
got Trey Peters eyeing it out of his hands at the 40. About a half-yard overthrown,
Man.
but great effort by Trey Peters.
I like the play call. He had Peters just a little bit too far, but that play is there.
You've got to take that shot because those two safeties are playing way up, right behind the linebackers.
Yeah, I like the play call. Trey's going to get one before it's over. This will bring up a 4th down.
4th down, no one back to receive it for Highland. Now number 9 does come back. That's Dylan Beadle.
Let it roll. Let it roll.
Bulldog roll across the 40 all the way down to the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 right there for Highland.
Hey, while we have a chance, let's send it back down to Ryan. Ryan, what's your take on that first series?
Well, Chad, Dan, it's never good to be on the 4-yard line. It doesn't give you a lot of room. So, as you can see, they were stopped short of a safety there. The Bulldogs were. So they were backed up in the end zone, and Dyer didn't have a lot of time to throw. I don't know if you noticed either, but Ray Long, he went out with a little bit of an injury. He's still standing. He's still walking. So I think he'll be back in the next series. And then we just missed Trey Peters. So it was a good route. Ball was a little overthrown. We weren't able to do it. But let's go back to you guys in the studio.
Big play here.
And Jake Jelly will send it out. And that'll be
Hunter
number
Frey
3.
again.
That's going to be Hunter Frey again. We called about him in the pregame.
Yeah,
That was a tricky motion that they did there.
Tricky motion. They spread us out a little bit. They sent Hunter on a little fly route or a wheel route. And Hunter's a playmaker. He led receptions last week. Got to keep a hat on number 3.
No receiver set. They do a stack to each side. Motion comes. It's a fake. It goes right up the middle to number 3. That's going to be Hunter Frey again, and Bulldogs sniff it out for a loss.
Colby Crowley coming in from the corner there. Big play by Colby, the senior. Sniffed that one out. And along with Frank. Good stop by the Bulldogs. Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12. Sorry, I felt like I had to cough there.
Yeah, that's probably the weather there.
Could you hear it?
Jelly and Rakers in the backfield.
Man.
2 H-backs to the left side, tight end to the left. And it's again, Bulldogs sniff it out for a huge loss.
Okay. Javon Irwin leading the pack of dogs.
All the way down to they're going to mark it at the 47. That's going to bring up a 3rd and very long.
You know who else?
Are you going to tell me? Big Jack Dallier.
Blowing up that line, doing what he does. Jack with the huge play. Once again, gong's out, 3rd and 21. Play a little prevent. DBs are going to get tested. You got Donnie Lewis deep playing safety. DBs are going to be tested here.
John Demos.
He's on the near side corner.
He's on the near side corner. They line up trips to the left, single to the right.
Watch for a screen, Chad.
Here comes the motion. It's a fake. He'll keep it. Knocked up in the middle.
Make
Bulldogs have him. He's still
Make it.
rolling. Back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th in a punting situation.
Once again, Javon Irwin finding the penetration, and Javon makes a play. Big play by the senior Javon.
I like what the Bulldogs are doing on these adjustments from last week.
100%. Like
They're
that
shooting
first
these
series,
gaps really well.
Yep, well done. Well done by the Bulldogs. Good learning. We'll get the ball back. We'll get another chance here.
So Jake Jelly, I'm going to do this all night. Blake Jelly is also their punter, and he'll do a quick punt most likely here. We'll see.
Well, Braden Pagel's deep for the Bulldogs. Your
They
home
do just
Bulldogs.
that.
He's going to let that one go because it's not a good punt. Go straight out of bounds. We'll take it. We'll take over on downs. RZ, this is a good time to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on Bulldog TV.
The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs.
I apologize to our corporate partners. We had to cut that short. Dyer, handoff goes to Luke Johnson on the A-gap. He's still driving at the 33-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's important this series, Chad, that we get a first down. We move the chains and we get on the plus side of the field. It's important that we get on the plus side of the field no matter what happens. Dyer gets the play. He's in the shotgun position. LJ back deep. Peters and Pagel to the near side. The give to Johnson. Johnson finds a little room, but he's gobbled up. And he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That'll be a no gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 for your Bulldogs. Let's see what Burner draws up here. 3rd and 5. Trey and Pagel to the near side. LJ, the up back. Luke gets the call from the sidelines. Trey in motion. He goes to the far side. The give is to Luke. Luke right up the off. Looks like he's going to be short.
Yeah, that'll bring up 4th and 2. It looks like, Dan.
Yeah,
Maybe a generous one. Let's see.
It's 2 minutes
I think you go for it here if you're Bulldogs.
Well, it looks like, Chad, they're bringing our favorite package.
Oh, there's the old diesel.
It ain't unleaded. It's not unleaded. It's diesel.
They bring the whole house on this one.
He gets it.
And he did. Let's see. The up judge calls it. It looks like a first down barely across the 40.
I love the quick snap, Chad, because it keeps the defense off guard. The quick snap is good enough for a first down.
Yeah, and let's call that the first down of the home season for the Bulldogs.
Here we go. Let's get a lot more of them.
Pagel lines up to the right.
1st and 10 from the 40, Chad.
Trey Peters in a man situation, finally getting coverage over from number 30. Rakers comes over to help. There's a read option, goes to Luke Johnson. He's got company, still on his feet, the 40, and maybe about a 6-inch loss here.
Yeah, Chad, you said it. They're paying a lot of attention to Trey Peters. I'd like to see something on the opposite side of Trey, on a flare, a wheel route, Pagel on a slant, maybe a little slot to hammer, but it looks like Pagel's in the slot. Second and 10, 46 and counting for the first quarter. There it is to Pegs.
It gets out to Pagel, and he'll pick up about 5 or 6, still 2 yards short.
You know what I love about Braden Pagel?
What is it?
If you throw it to him, he's going to catch it. Anywhere in his zone, he's going to catch the ball. Braden Pagel, sure-handed.
Well, dadgummit, don't jinx the kid.
No, I won't jinx him.
Oh.
He doesn't get jinxed. I've talked to him.
Well, 3rd and 3 at the 48. Pagel, Peters together for the first time tonight.
You don't go with Diesel here, do you?
Absolutely do not. Try to work it out to the outsides. Let's see what they do. Handoff goes to Johnson.
Yes,
He's
sir.
got a first
Yes,
across
sir.
the 50, 45, all the way down to the 43-yard line. First and 10 for the Bulldogs with 32 seconds to go in the first quarter.
LJ, our grinder, picks up that first down. We're right back to the line.
Wasting no time. And there's going to be a false start on the Bulldogs.
A little too quick, but I like the pace. I like the pace that they're trying to set here.
That shows they're not scared of them.
Somebody didn't get set, apparently.
Cade Ashby lines up in the H-back position. Pagel, Peters to the Bulldog side. Dyers drops back. He's got heavy pressure. He's going to tuck it. He's going for it, and he gets it out to the 45-yard line. I love that play, Dan, because we didn't see that a lot last week. He stayed in that pocket.
Yeah, once again, Dylan Beadle, he's everywhere. Makes a good play for the Highland Bulldogs. If he doesn't make that play, Chad, that's a big gainer for the hometown Dogs.
That's the end of the first quarter. 2nd and 12 from the 45. Let's go to a quick sponsor. I keep saying that. They're corporate partners. I don't know why we're even saying that, Dan. Let's do that. Run a commercial here, Ryan.
Networks. We take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide creative solutions to the ever-changing technology needs of our clients. Contact D1 Networks today. Visit our website or call us at 855-836-6363.
Quarter. Start of the second quarter. 2nd and 12 from the Highland 45 for the first time tonight.
We're going towards our end zone. I like where we're at here, Chatty.
Johnson comes in motion. Dyer all by himself. Heavy pressure inside screen, and he's sniffed out right away to be back to the line of scrimmage maybe, which brings up 3rd and 12.
Yeah.
Ray Long is mildly limping off. I wouldn't say he's hurt, but he maybe got a stinger there in the thigh.
You know what? They didn't let that play develop just quite enough, but they're right back to the line of scrimmage. Here we go.
Trips right, single to the left side. Johnson in the back with Dyer. And that's going to be another false start, I believe, for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Ray's a little gimpy, but he's walking it off. That's going to be a 5-yarder. 11:30 left in this half. All tied up at the zeros.
That's going to be a 3rd and long 18. Let's see what Berner draws up in this situation. Dyer rolls out to the Bulldog side. He's got pressure, a block up front.
There we go.
And he's got Pagel at the 30. That's going to be a first down. Let's go down to Ryan Heiser, who saw that right in front of him. Ryan, what'd you see?
It's coming back. It's coming back. Got you, Heiser. I don't know what happened there, but it's coming back.
Looks like maybe it was a hold. They back him way up. Another 3rd and 22.
Once again, Braden Pagel, though, sure hands, but the penalty brings him back. 3rd and a long ways to go.
Dyer all by himself. They bring the heat. It goes to Johnson. Inside screen. He's got a blocker out front.
Yes,
1,
sir.
2, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th and about 10 for the Bulldogs.
Really good play by the Bulldogs just to get back to the line of scrimmage. When it's 3rd and 22, that's all you can ask for. We're on the plus side of the field. They're going to go for it here. 4th and about 10. Figure it out, RZ. Here we go.
Pressure from the backside. Johnson steps up. He's going to keep it. Whips it to the side. And it looks like
sir!
Pagel has it. Let's see. He does have it for the first down.
BP. Sure hands Braden Pagel with a first down play. The senior coming through.
Boy, I tell you, he rolls out of that pocket and sidearms it right down to Pagel in man coverage. Great catch. Again, it goes to,
Ray Long breaks
Ray
one.
Long gets it. That happened so quick I didn't even see who had it.
Well, Ray Long has it, and he's short of the first down by about 2 yards, Chad. Good inside screen to Ray, and we're pushing, and we're picking up the pace. I like the pace.
Hammerschmidt now in the lineup. Drops back, looks to Trey Peters. Pumps it. He's got him over his shoulder. There's a push.
There's got to be
a penalty. He brings it down.
He's got it.
That's a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Let's go, Bulldogs.
Beautiful design play. I think the defensive back got away with a big one there. He chucked him at the goal line.
For sure.
But he brings it down nonetheless. Trey Peters, connection from Dyer. The fireworks are going off. Let's run that back on that replay, Ryan.
He's just a junior, but he's 6'4". Trey Peters with a huge connection from Luke Dyer. The point after, ready to roll. Majors with the kick. It's up. It's good. Bulldogs up 7-0. RZ, let's take it down to Heiser. Ryan, what'd you see on the field level?
There's a lot of enthusiasm we can hear down here. Anytime the Bulldogs score, it's awesome. I don't know what you guys can see up there in the booth, but Trey Peters, he jumped for the ball. He was fading back, falling to the end zone, makes the grab, falls down, gets the touchdown. Ryan Majors follows it up with the extra point. So a big victory here for the Bulldogs, at least here in the first quarter and or second quarter. We'll see what they do in this next possession on defense. Back to you, boys.
Okie dokie. That's exactly what we needed, Dan.
Heiser said it. Give it the ball to your playmakers. Trey Peters, he's tall, he can catch, and Luke Dyer has a connection with Trey. They convert. Bulldogs up 7-0. Good point after from Majors.
And height-wise, that defensive back is way oversized or undersized, I should say. He's got to about chuck Trey Peters, or it's just a grab up.
Majors on the kick. Beetle set to return. And Beetle will take it. Beetle's elusive. He takes up the middle. Pretty good gain, but Bulldogs tackle him down right about the 32, 31-yard line. That's where the Highland Bulldogs will take over. 1st and 10, 9:49 left in this second quarter.
I'd be interested to see if we're going to see any trick plays. Trent Stock checks in at wide receiver. I haven't seen him yet tonight. As well as Adam Muni, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Jelly looks over the defense. Mooney goes in motion. Jelly will keep it. He's sniffed out for a loss.
There we go.
And the Bulldogs, so far, they're sniffing out that quarterback keeper, Dan.
A big play by our D-line. Crowd's starting to get back into the motion. 2nd and 11, loss of 1. Big play by your Bulldog defense.
We've not quite seen a big strike downfield yet from Jelly. I'm wondering if they're going to break out and do that thing this series.
Nah, he ain't got Jelly Roll, ain't got nothing.
Oh. Nick Judd checks in at tight end to the Mahomet Bulldog side. They're stacked in, no wide receiver set, 2 H-backs in motion. Quarterback keeper, he is pummeled. It does go to number 3. That's going to be Hunter Frey, sniffed out by the Bulldogs. Pickup of about 3 on that. It's going to be a 3rd and 3 or 4.
They like to go to Hunter Frey, number 3, on that little screen play. It's a good play for them. They picked up a couple yards there, but it's still third down. They'll bring up 3rd and 3. The gong's out. Yancey's got the crowd fired up. Here we go.
Big 3rd down for Highland. Trent Stock is out here to the Bulldog side. Mahomet showing blitz. He does go up top, and he is underthrown. Miscommunication. That's going to bring up 4th and 3 for Highland. Looked like his receiver was going for broke there, and he threw it on a short route.
Well, pressure brought to you by Big Jack Gallier. Without that pressure, that could have been a big play for the Highland Bulldogs. Jack Gallier penetrates the line, applies that pressure, brings up a 4th and 4.
And they bring the meat in the backfield.
Remember, Jelly is the punter. The quarterback is also the punter, but they're looking to make a play here.
It is a quarterback keeper. He has the 1st down. That does go to Frey on a quick out route. 1st and 10 for Highland.
It was actually to Ethan Greenwald, Chad. I hate to correct you.
No, I don't think you do.
We haven't. I actually love it. Ethan Greenwald gets the 1st down on that little slit screen. Moves the chains. 8:14 left to go in this half. Bulldogs will reset.
Highland showing trips receiver set.
Playing 5-3 now, Chad.
And there's a handoff right up the middle. He's driving. Can't quite see who that is, but he picks up 3. That's going to be Greenwald, I believe.
2nd and 8. They try a little misdirection there. Greenwald gets it on the misdirection, but Bulldogs do a great job of covering him up. Only 2 yards there, 2nd and 8, 7:50 left to go in this half.
Now Jack Nemo checks in at the running back spot. Mahomet showing no. And he is absolutely
Okay.
folded at the 38-yard line.
Brock Vanderveer, we've asked for it. Brock comes up, on that middle linebacker position, makes a huge play, tackle for loss. Okay, dokie.
I'm still speechless. I never
Okie-
even saw him coming.
Okie dokie. Big play by the Bulldog defense. Turek drawing up a nice blitz there. Brings up 3rd and 14.
Yeah, and what Bulldogs are doing here on defense are basically bullying them to start passing this, which is exactly what I believe they intended to do.
Press coverage by Crowley on the near side.
Beetle comes in motion, and that's going to be
on
false
Highland.
start, I got to believe.
It's going to be on the guys from the south.
And it is.
There we go.
They'll march
There
off
we
another
go.
5. It's going to be 3rd and 19. A
Look,
long 19.
all right, look for Beetle here. There's a big play here early for Highland. They're going to call a timeout and talk about it.
We'll take one, too. We'll go for a quick commercial break and be right back with you on Bulldog TV.
White Dentistry is Mahomet's choice for quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to serve his hometown of Mahomet from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today. Jackson Construction and Restoration is a family-owned and operated company specializing in residential and commercial services. We have been serving Central Illinois for over 20 years. If you want to remodel a room, restore a deck, or even start fresh with a new house, Jackson is there. And in the times of need after any fire or storm damage, our team of experts is there to help you rebuild or restore your home. Call now for an estimate on your next project.
Okay, we're back as the timeout comes to an end. 6:43 to go in the half. 3rd and 19 from their own 35.
Chad, look for big Jack Galliard to make a play right here. He's been money on the spot all night long. 53 on D-tackle. We're showing blitz.
Beetle comes in the backfield. It is an inside
It's a
shuffle across the 40. Still going.
Oh, he's right there.
Wow, he's still got about 11 to go. That'll bring up 4th and 10 or 11, depending on where they spot it. We'll call it 11 from the booth.
Good play by the Bulldog defense to keep it disciplined. Understand your assignments.
You got to look for a quick punt here, don't you, Dan?
Well, they bring in Pagel for the punt return, so they're expecting it.
And Jelly is set back further than normal. Don't discard the fake punt.
It's a rugby style. Pagel looks to field it. Pagel got it. He's going to look for some room. Pagel right up front. He gets surrounded by Highland. About a 10-yard, call it 12-yard return. Bulldogs pick it up, 31-yard line. That's what we'll take over, up 7-0. 6 minutes to go. Let's go down to Ryan down there.
Ryan
the
Heiser
sideline.
on the sideline for us.
The Godfather. What are you seeing?
Well, guys, the first thing that I noticed is Braden Pagel caught that ball with his hands. And when you're on the punt return, you see a lot of folks, especially high school kids, catching that in the numbers. Braden caught it in his hands and took off for a short gain. So Bulldogs are going to have 6 minutes left here in the half. They're going to get the ball back. I can't really see. You guys can probably see better than I can. It looks like the 30 or 40-yard line, somewhere in that ballpark. But Javon Irwin continues to come up big tonight. But I'll kick it back up to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Ryan Heiser. As we bring it back to the booth, tight formation, stacks to each side, and Long goes in motion. Goes to Dyer, pitch out to Luke Johnson around the left side.
Good gain.
And he'll pick up 3 or 4, stays in bounds. It'll bring up 2nd down for the Bulldogs.
Plenty of time right now, Chad, for Burner to do his work. He's got LJ that's just grinding. That's a 6-yard gain. We can do that for a while now. We got all 3 timeouts. We got plenty of time. 5:38 left to go in this half.
Dyer on an island, all to his own. Splits left and right, twin receivers. Tries to draw him off sides. Looks down to the coaching staff. And calls it into his receiving core. Dyer drops back. Heavy pressure. Inside it goes. And he'll pick up maybe 2 or 3 on that. I couldn't quite see who that was to. I think it was actually to Hammerschmidt, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a positive gain nonetheless. Keep them sticks moving, 3rd and 1. The entire playbook at our disposal right here.
Cade Ashby comes up and sets in the H-back position. It is a handoff to Luke Dyer. He's got blockers out front. He's got the first down across the 40, all the way down to the 44-yard line, where it'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. 4:46 to go, first half.
When you've got a 3rd and 1, call up LJ. LJ's going to get it for you. LJ gets it there.
We got a hold on that, Dan. Well, I like the play call notwithstanding.
Yeah, it's a good play call. When you need a 1 yard, give it to your LJ, your senior-led running back. He'll get it for you. But now we got work to do, Chad.
That's a big one.
4:46.
3rd and 11. I believe that stops the clock, doesn't it? No, it shouldn't. Wasn't a dead ball. 4:40 to go, 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Hammerschmidt comes in for the Dogs. Pagel on the near side, Chad.
And those safeties are cheating way to the middle of the field, so you've got Pagel all alone out here against number 86, Gavin Frey. Dyer sits back, looks across the middle, have his man dangerous double coverage to Ray Long, almost intercepted by Wyatt Rinder.
Yeah, he tried to thread the needle there, and he didn't quite get it through. So that brings up 4th and 11, 4:19 to go.
No one set back for Highland.
Bulldogs will take their time here. They want to run that clock down.
Well, they can't, Dan.
Just in case.
High snap goes to Dyer, kicks it out. No one back there. It's going to get a Bulldog roll across the 30, still going all the way down to the 21-yard line, where Highland will set up with 4:08 to go in the first half. 7-0 Bulldogs.
Yeah, smart play, Chad, to go ahead and punt that ball. Give the ball to your defense. Let them make a play to finish this half up 7-0.
And for the first time tonight, Dan, I'm going to sit down if you don't mind.
I've been sitting the whole game. I don't know where you've been.
Well, I've been calling.
Well, it's been a great day for Bulldog football. Here we go. Highland will set. They'll start things off right about their 20-yard line. Jelly looks deep. He's got a man. And it's in and out of his hands. Stride for stride for our corner on that far side. I can't quite pick him up.
Both players are down.
Yeah, good positioning by our DB there. They're calling for trainers. We're going to have an injury timeout.
You don't see this too often, but both sides trainers are coming out, Dan.
Yeah, let's take a quick timeout. We'll be right back here on Bulldog TV. Stay with us.
FedEx Ground of Champaign is a proud sponsor of MSHS Athletics, who is committed to bringing you reliable delivery service. And they're hiring now. Visit the QR code on your screen to apply.
Growing your family, opening your own business, retiring to travel, leaving your legacy. At Busey Bank, we know there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of planning along the way. Celebrate your life's milestones by putting your money to work. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
And after that injury timeout, we're back here. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Highland. Motion comes from their H-back. And that's going to be a false start. He jumped that line really early. That was Adam Mooney.
Well, they got a little giddy, Chad. We're all a little giddy tonight.
And see, I couldn't see who it was on the other side, but
it was giddy.
Little injury timeout there by Braden Garrett on the Bulldog side. Ended up running right off the field. I think he just got his bell rung a little bit. 2nd and 10 from their own 21, 4:01 to go.
Bulldogs need to stop here. 4 minutes left to go in the half. We need to contain the momentum. Going to halftime up 7-0. This is a big stop. 2nd 16. Here we go. Press
Ryan Ector checks in. Hunter Frey checks in. It's a give back. Cuts it to the inside. He's got room. And it's a fumble. on the play, and it looks like maybe
Who's got it? Who's got it?
I believe Highland got that back. Let's see.
I think they did.
I could be wrong.
I think they did.
Yeah, looks like they are going to retain possession here. Brings up third down for Highland. Third and about 3 or 4.
3:30 left to go in this half, Chad. Bulldogs up 7-0.
Crowley giving no respect to Trent Stock, and again, dead ball whistle. No, it's going to be a timeout by Atkins.
Calls timeout. Should we throw it? Let's throw it down to Heiser. Heiser, what you got down on the field?
Well, I can tell you that Donovan Lewis had a big hit there. He's the one that forced the fumble, and it was almost recovered by number 11, A.J. Demos. So almost just barely a misplay there by the Bulldogs, and but we'll see what we got. We got 3:25 left here in the half, and third down and 3 yards to go. So hopefully the Bulldogs can get another big stop.
Yeah, Heiser, what are you seeing on the sidelines? I mean, what's the level of excitement? You've got a much closer view to the crowd as well.
Well, I'm kind of stuck here in front of the student section. The student section is really excited tonight. The crowd's excited too. It's a home opener here, Bulldog or Doggapalooza, so big night and a big game against Highland. Back to you guys in the studio.
We yank it back up here.
Watch for something on the outside here, Chad, on the near side. A lot of room.
Bulldogs showing blitz again. Jelly, handoff, goes right up the middle, still driving his feet. That's going to be a first down for Highland across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, give the Bulldogs from the south some credit there. They found an opening. They got the first down. They'll move the chains. 3 minutes left. We got 2 timeouts for Bulldogs. Highland's got 2 of their own. So this is going to be a long 3 minutes, Chad.
Rakers sat up in the backfield. He is credited with the last carry. It's a fake to him. Lots of pressure, and he's got a man out in the flats at the 40. He's still on his feet across the 45 all the way down to the 48, 49-yard line. Would be another first down for the Bulldogs of Highland.
They did a great job of finding the screen again. That was Greenwald on the screen play for the first down. He's a junior. He's 5'10". He's 215. Good play from Highland, 1st and 10.
Twin set, tied in the H-back position. Single receiver to the right side. It's a pitch out. It goes again, I believe, is that again to Rakers?
Number 30.
That happened, yeah. It's going to be Tyson Rakers again.
Yeah, Rakers. He's a problem in the backfield, but Bulldogs were up for the challenge.
You know, we've not seen a lot of tonight, which really surprises me, is Beadle.
It's not over yet.
No, it isn't.
Number 9. He's on the far side right now. 2:16 left, 2nd and 9. 2 timeouts, both sides.
Twin receiver set, tied into the right side. In motion goes Nemo, sets in the backfield. It's a fake handoff to him. And there's a flag on the play, and Jelly's going to be pummeled out of bounds, but I think that's going to come back for a hold on that left guard.
I do too. I think I saw it. I think the hold occurred right at the line of scrimmage, Chad.
I said guard. I think it was actually Chase Picotti.
Yeah, we're gonna push that back. Atkins talking to the ref. He's thinking about getting the ball back right now with a potential 2nd and long situation. He's out there working his magic. 1:54 left. Bulldogs up 7-0.
And it is going to be. And they'll mark that off. I wondered there for a split second if he was going to take the penalty or decline it so that he kept them
down.
So now they've got the option to run the clock. And, of course, they do mark off another 10 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd and about, good Lord, 19, I believe.
Obviously, it's a passing situation for Highland.
Mahomet showing blitz again. Jelly looks, he pump fakes, sends it up top. He's got a man, overthrows him right at the 40. and that'll bring up 3rd and 19 with $1:35 to go in the first half. Hey, stick around with this. We've got the Chris Roberts. It's not Roberts. It's a Chris Roberts halftime show. We've got Ryan Heiser down on the field. He'll be talking to Coach.
He's a legend.
As he exits the field here in a short 1 minute and 35 seconds. 7-0 if you're just tuning in. Mahomet Bulldogs on top of Highland Bulldogs.
3rd and 19, Chad's big play here in this ball game. 1:35 left. Both sides with still 2 timeouts remaining. Look for something trickery here.
Rakers in the backfield. They show twin H-backs stacked to each side, and looks like Highland's going to take a timeout. Does not like what they see there.
Yeah, I like it. I like the timeout, Chad. What do you got going on? 3rd and 19. How do you play this defensively?
So far what we've seen is that they're taking strikes on the single man side. I think maybe you drop one of your safeties over to that single side and blitz him. He's folding under pressure. He's folding under pressure.
Apply the pressure. I don't think you can run to gain the stick. You're going to have to pass for it. So great test for our DBs right here. 3rd and 19. You know Atkins wants to get that ball back. He's got plenty of time to make a little push at the end of this half. Let's get a stop here. Let's get the ball back.
What we have not seen yet from Highland is a drag route across the middle, bringing those safeties out of position, looking down the sidelines. We've not yet seen that.
You know who we haven't talked about lately is Beetle, number 9. Keep a hat on him. Jelly has the play
Speak
call.
of the devil,
Here we go.
Beetle checks in for Adam Mooney. Twins to the far side. 1 running back, 1 H-back. Jelly steps back, jumps up over.
Great
Not
pressure.
good enough to get it there. He had to jump over the defenders who were right in his face. That'll bring up 4th and 19 from their own 41 with 1:30 in the half. Plenty of time.
Well, plenty of time. One of those defenders, again, Javon Irwin. We've talked about him all night long. Javon applies the pressure. Jelly gets a little freaked, throws it under. Now we got a punt situation, 1:30, 2 timeouts. Pagel's back deep for the Bulldogs. Jelly will punt. Jelly back deep. Watch for a fake, although it's not likely at their 40. Jelly takes a snap. He rugby punts it. He barely gets it off, and it's going to be not a great punt. Bulldogs will take over about the 45-yard line with 1:23 and 2 timeouts remaining in this first half of Bulldog football.
We're going to stay right here to the end of the half, and we're going to take it down to Ryan Heiser, who's setting up to talk to Coach Atkins as they take to the locker room and assess the first half. This is not the game, Dan, I thought we would see.
No, it's been a great war. It's a war, Chad, and I love a war, and right now the Bulldogs are winning the war. They're O-line, D-line getting tested. They're winning the battle so far. Let's see if we can finish this half on a high note. Trips left.
Trips formation. Dyer rolls to the Bulldog side. Pressure from behind. He doesn't see it, and he is smacked down at the 30-yard line from the backside.
I can't quite tell who that is, Chad, but I'll tell you in a minute. That's Nick Judge coming in from the edge, the DN position, with a big play for Highland. 1 minute and counting. Still 2 timeouts in our pocket.
I think you take this next play and, let's see, how many timeouts? Both teams have 2 timeouts to go. I think you're going to force them to take those timeouts if you can't get the pass established downfield for at least 1 first down.
Yeah, at some point, Chad, you got to take a shot for Trey. At some point, you got to take a shot for Trey. You got 2 timeouts, 30 seconds. Bulldogs finally call their timeout. They'll reset. They'll talk about it.
So a correction on that. Both teams now have 1 timeout,
Correct.
regardless of what the board says. 7-0 Bulldogs. 33 seconds to go as we're in a timeout break.
Well, the pace has been.
It feels like a really quick first half.
The pace has been fast, Chad. I feel like we haven't even had time to breathe.
Well, by nature of the fact that you're actually talking, you have been breathing. You're still alive.
I'm still here.
You're still here.
You haven't had to fetch the AED yet.
No.
That's good.
Is that defibrillator?
Yeah. We don't need any of that up in the studio.
What we do need is a first down for the Bulldogs as they take the field. 2nd and 20 from their own 31-yard line.
Come on, Dogs. Let's go.
And it is a handoff to Luke Johnson up the middle. He's got space across the 40 to the 45, all the way down to the 47. 25 seconds to go. They've got to hurry up because that does not stop. Down to 20 seconds and counting. Snap goes to Dyer. Handoff to Johnson again. Same thing. He'll get a couple of yards on that. That'll bring up.
Expect timeout.
You got to have a timeout here and take one more shot. I would think Coach is going to do that. And he's going to the ref. He will. With 1 second to go, you know,
right.
they're not going to run the ball, Dan. They're going to take a strike.
What do you call here?
You're taking a strike down.
You got nothing to lose here.
I think what I'm doing. Go ahead.
Basically a punt play.
No, I think what I'm doing is getting trips on the far side. Get Trey Peters alone, single coverage. Maybe put a net H-back. Maybe Johnson slipping out into the middle or something.
For a check down.
But get Trey Peters in one-on-one. He's taller than that guy by about 5 or 6 inches.
I couldn't agree more. If you've got single coverage with Trey, you can force it. Or even Ray.
Ray Long, yeah, don't forget about him.
Yeah, he's a tall drink of water. If you can get him in single coverage, either one of them, take a shot. See what happens.
Here's the other thing I'm doing. I'm taking Pagel, hitting him that middle seam behind those safeties, and just let him go. Let him go.
Let him do work.
We're going to see if Dan and I should ever carry a whistle or not.
Well, it's win-win for the Bulldogs. It's win-win right here.
And they come in a big prevent defense. 3 down linemen.
They're way back.
Snap goes back to Dyer all kinds of time.
He's looking for Ray.
Looks downfield. He's getting some pressure. Sends it, and it's a wobble pass incomplete by about 10 yards. They'll take it into the half, leading 7-0.
That's all right.
As we get ready to send it down to Ryan Heiser, who's down on the sideline looking for Coach. And we're going to send it down to Ryan Heiser, who's there with Coach Atkins.
Hey, Coach. Great half. What's your pretty proud of your defense here. What do you think about the first half?
Well, I'll tell you what, it showed that we went to work in practice, and I'm so proud of the way our kids responded during the week, and they're showing it right now. But you know what? We got to play 4 quarters. That's all there is to it. I'm really proud of the first 2 quarters, but you got to finish a game, okay? We got to limit our mistakes offensively, and we'll be just fine. And defensively, we got to continue to do what we're doing, stay sound, finish tackles, make them snap the ball again, and we'll be just fine. I like the way our kids are playing. Now we got to finish.
Great, Coach. I'm excited to see the second half. Good luck.
And thank you to Ryan Heiser. I think he's maybe got some stats down there. We'll leave it there with him.
Yeah, you're right, Chad. We'll take a quick moment here to go over the Mahomet-Seymour stats. We have 14 rushes for 46 yards, 7 of 11 in passing for 71 yards, total offense 117. Third downs, though, we're struggling, only converting 1 of 9. The Bulldogs only have 1 turnover, but 5 penalties for 32 yards. And time of possession's about equal. Bulldogs had it for 10 minutes and 17 seconds, while Highlands had it for 13 minutes and 43 seconds. And in regards to Highland, like I just mentioned, Highlands had the ball for 13 minutes and 43 seconds. They've had 13 rushing plays for -11. Wow. You can thank Javon Irwin and Big Jack Gallier for the disruption in the backfield. Passing plays, they're not as effective either. They're 9 of 14 for 83 yards. So again, like Coach mentioned, defense has stepped it up big tonight. Has seen some great things there. Like I said, disruptions in the backfield, tackles for a loss, and sacks and everything. So expecting a big second half here out of the Bulldogs. They lead it right now 7-0 over Highland.
Okay, thank you, Ryan Heiser on the sideline. Hey, stick around for Year three of the Chris Roberts halftime show.
Yes, sir.
He'll be back in a few minutes. The band's taking the field.
We got a special guest, Chad.
We got a special guest coming up here at the third quarter. Dan's getting the old heave-ho, and we'll bring that back. We'll go to a quick commercial very quickly. We'll get muted, get out of here, and give it to Chris Roberts for the halftime show.
Since 1929, Christie Clinic has been delivering quality and personalized healthcare to the East Central Illinois region. Our culture is a unique blend of core values and a united vision. Christie Clinic. We listen. We care. The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs! At D1 Networks, we take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide creative solutions to the ever-changing technology needs of our clients. Contact D1 Networks today. Visit our website or call us at 855-836-6363.
All right, we're back here at Frank Dutton Field, and we're at halftime of the Bulldogs lead. This one's 7-0 thanks to a Dyer to Peters into the corner end zone. A great pass and catch by Peters, and we're joined at halftime by Patrick Quinn. He's a 1998 graduate of Mahomet-Seymour. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you. Thanks you for having me. This is fabulous, by the way.
Yes, it is. It's a great turnout for Dogapalooza. And the Wright Bulldogs are, is winning this game so hard at halftime. You're a member of the Blue Dot, a member of the Blue Dog football team.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? And what's your thoughts on that, being a Blue member?
So I'm a member of the Blue Dot. The Blue Dot was founded back in 1984, so it's been around for quite some time. It'll be 40 years in 2024. You have to play 4 years for Mahomet, or you can be voted in by your senior class. So you have to be at least a senior to be thought of to be in the Blue Dot. And the really great thing about the Blue Dot now is we created a scholarship fund. And it's all with the blessing of the Mahomet-Seymour Foundation and also with Coach Atkins. If Coach Atkins didn't okay this, we couldn't have done it. And I brought it to him. I brought it to your athletic director, Matt Hensley, and they love the idea. And the best part about the scholarship is it's a $5,000 scholarship. And it goes towards anybody that played 4 years or was voted in, and it's a $5,000 scholarship. Now, I should add that is the highest scholarship offered through the Mahomet-Seymour Schools Foundation. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if the first winner is going to be named in the spring, and it's going to be me, Coach Schallenberger, and Jonathan Wills will be on the committee.
Very good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Now, you do voiceover for the Bulldogs, too, which I've heard before. You do a great job. And
Thank you.
What else do you do, and what do you do in the St. Louis area?
Well, I currently I'm looking at other options. I'm talking to a couple TV stations to work at a couple TV, because I have a TV background. So I worked for several years at KMOV in St. Louis. And I'm talking to a couple other ones. The last few years, I've been traveling around the country and showing journalists how to use different software editing programs. So I'm moving on from that, and I'll probably go back to full-time news here soon. But I also do voiceovers for different television stations, KFNS in St. Louis. I was on 101 ESPN in St. Louis as well. So I'm all over the country.
That is fantastic. What's it like high school football in the Missouri area?
High school football in the Missouri area is a lot different, especially in St. Louis. St. Louis area, there's not a whole lot of civic pride, which is kind of disappointing to me. The big thing in the St. Louis area is private schools, and that is the difference. When you see kids from St. Louis playing Division I athletics, whether it's at Illinois or if it's at Mizzou, God forbid, those kids are coming primarily from private schools. So the civic pride just is not there. Like, for instance, where I live. The best athletes in my neighborhood will get swallowed up by Christian Brothers College or Vianney or some other private school, and they'll go there, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, what's your thoughts on this first half, and what do you look forward to in the second half on this Bulldogs Mahomet-Seymour team?
That's a great question.
And for the season, too.
Well, this is a young team. Young team. It reminds me of a lot of Mahomet-Seymour teams where Mahomet rides 2 or 3 good years, and then they have to kind of rebuild. Now, I don't know if that's what's going to happen with this team, but this team is very young. There's 3 offensive linemen that are sophomores. They just got their first start last week, so they're seeing things quickly. The good thing is it's 7-0, okay? The Mahomet-Seymour defense looks fabulous tonight against a team from Highland, which is about an hour away from where I live in the St. Louis area. They can probably see the arch from their house. But the thing is, that team that Mahomet's playing tonight, everything goes through the quarterback. And if you notice, everything also goes through the slot receiver. And I was talking to Coach Atkins earlier this week, and he said, my plan is to make sure that Highland is going to their 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th play. And it looks like that's what Mahomet's doing.
Okay. Well, thanks for the visit. Good luck for your rest of the season. It's been a pleasure visiting at halftime.
Thank you. And if anybody wants to donate to the Frank Dutton Blue Dot Scholarship, hit me up on Facebook and message me, okay? Your small donation, it's all a tax write-off. All of that's available.
That's it. Thanks again, Patrick. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Andrew White Dentistry is Mahomet's choice for quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to serve his hometown of Mahomet from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today. Jackson Construction and Restoration is a family-owned and operated company specializing in residential and commercial services. We have been serving Central Illinois for over 20 years. If you want to remodel a room, restore a deck, or even start fresh with a new house, Jackson is there. And in the times of need after any fire or storm damage, our team of experts is there to help you rebuild or restore your home. Call now for an estimate on your next project. FedEx Ground of Champaign is a proud sponsor of MSHS Athletics, who is committed to bringing you reliable delivery service. And they're hiring now. Visit the QR code on your screen to apply.
Growing your family, opening your own business, retiring to travel, leaving your legacy. At Busey Bank, we know there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of planning along the way. Celebrate your life's milestones by putting your money to work. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Dutton Field. We're about 4 minutes to go before this halftime concludes. It's a great, awesome turnout by the fans and a great halftime show, as usual, by the Bulldogs band. And the Bulldogs up 7-0 from a Dyer to Peters hookup in the end zone in the corner. Great connection for the 7-0 lead, and that's your score with about, 3:50 to go now and winding down to start the third quarter, the start of the third quarter here at Frank Dutton Field, and a perfect night for football. So, it was an offensive struggle, but the Bulldogs strike first, and the defensive had a big defensive hold on the fourth down against the Highland Bulldogs down deep in their territory in the first half of play. Once again, we thank Patrick Cringe for joining us. He might rejoin Dan and Chad in the third quarter, it sounds like, to talk some more about this Bulldog game this evening and throughout this season. Next Friday night, the Bulldogs hit the road and go to Quincy, Notre Dame. About a 3-hour drive, of course, to Quincy, a ride. So that's next Friday night, a trip to Quincy against Quincy, Notre Dame. Let's see if the Bulldogs can hold on with this D and pull off this big W here tonight on Dogapalooza night at Mahomet High School in Frank Dutton Field. We can let's take this break and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. You're watching Bulldog football on Bulldog TV.
Christie Clinic has been delivering quality and personalized healthcare to the East Central Illinois region. Our culture is a unique blend of core values and a united vision. Christie Clinic. We listen. We care. The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs! At D1 Networks, we take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide creative solutions to the ever-changing technology needs of our clients. Contact D1 Networks today. Visit our website or call us at 855-836-6363. Andrew White Dentistry is Mahomet's choice for quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to serve his hometown of Mahomet from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today. Jackson Construction and Restoration is a family-owned and operated company specializing in residential and commercial services. We have been serving Central Illinois for over 20 years. If you want to remodel a room, restore a deck, or even start fresh with a new house, Jackson is there. And in the times of need after any fire or storm damage, our team of experts is there to help you rebuild or restore your home. Call now for an estimate on your next project. FedEx Ground of Champaign is a proud sponsor of MSHS Athletics, who is committed to bringing you reliable delivery service. And they're hiring now. Visit the QR code on your screen to apply.
Growing your family, opening your own business, retiring to travel, leaving your legacy. At Busey Bank, we know there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of planning along the way. Celebrate your life's milestones by putting your money to work. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, Bulldogs. 15 seconds at the close of halftime. I'm joined by a very special guest here, Patrick Quinn. Patrick, welcome to the booth for the third quarter with us tonight.
Thank you so much. This is a joy right here. I'd never seen this booth from this view at this stadium.
Well, after this heat, you probably won't want to be back in here afterwards.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot humid. It's a lot more humid than it actually is. So
there's a few things I want to talk to you about as we they're getting ready to line up here to kick off. And intermittently, I'll kind of bring them up. The Blue Dot Club, you're an alum here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I graduated in '98. Blue Dot member. What a Blue Dot member is, it's the Blue Dot Society, and you play all 4 years of Mahomet, and then you're automatically in the Blue Dot. If your teammates, your senior class vote you in, then you're also into the Blue Dot. It has to be unanimous, though.
Very awesome. Patrick, you want to take the kickoff for us?
Yeah. Well, we're about to kick off here. Looks like any moment. Here we go. Taking it off, and he falls to the ground to about the 5-yard line. That is definitely not what Highland was planning to do here, Chad.
Absolutely
Falling down
not.
at the 5. I mean, what? That's Briston Martinez with 5'6", 180 senior. That's not what you expect to see out of that kid.
Not out of the gate. I think you were hoping for a run back or at least get out to the 30-plus.
Yeah. I mean, Highland on offense here, they work quickly. You're going to see that. And I talked to Coach Atkins earlier in the week, and he was saying he wanted to push them to their 5th, 6th, 7th play in the playbook, and it looks like that's what they're at tonight.
That's it. I'm surprised that we haven't seen more running out of them tonight. Let's see what happens here. Jelly steps up in the backfield. Motion from the far side. That's going to be Leo Deva. We've not seen him tonight. And an incomplete pass. It was intended for Dylan Beadle.
Yeah, and they keep going to that slot receiver. Well, that slot receiver is Dylan Beadle. Short guy. He's elusive, but that just didn't get there. And you know what else I've noticed, too, is with this quarterback, he's not very good deep. But he can throw it to the slot receiver. So what we're looking at, 2nd and 10 now? 2nd and 10 from the 4?
2nd and 10 from the 4 as I finish my hot dog. Beadle sets up. He's got twins to his left. Tight end to the right. Sorry, Jelly sets up. Sits it across the middle with his big guy right across behind the linebackers. Who's that going to be there, Patrick? 89, that's going to be 89.
That's the first time we've seen his number called tonight.
I don't even have him on my roster.
I don't have him here either.
But you can't miss him. He's a big guy out there.
Well, that's high school football for you. They sometimes don't have the numbers or names on the roster. But that's the first time we saw that pass to the tight end across the middle. Once again, that's the 6th, 7th play on their playbook. Jelly is the key to this whole offense. Look at him trying to bounce to the outside, and he'll get to about the 23-yard line.
Quarterback keeper. We've seen him try a lot of that tonight. Not been very successful, but you got to think they're going to start to mix it up. And one thing we have not seen tonight are reverses or sweeps run very successfully.
No, and that's a first down. I think that's the first down they've had in quite some time here. They've been stuck in the wrong part of the field here for quite some time, this Highland offense, which is kind of surprising here.
Vandermeer showing blitz. Right across the middle, same play, different player. That's actually going to go to number 5, Ethan Greenwald.
All right, so Greenwald hasn't his name called much this evening either.
He's been in there, but he's not seen him. He lines up in fullback position and sometimes in the H-back and kind of wobbles out below those linebackers.
So I think what we're seeing, Chad, is we're seeing Highland doing their halftime adjustments. This has to be it. We're still in the hurry-up offense, still playing in the shotgun. And there's the give.
Handoff goes. Whew. And Mahomet sniffed it out right away. If my eyes weren't so bad, that's going to be Brock Vandermeer, the linebacker, transfer in from the Big 12. That almost sounds like we're talking about
transfer portal?
Transfer portal, but
yeah,
moved into the community recently and joined the Bulldogs, so he's had a big game here tonight.
So what, Brock is a junior, so he could be a Blue Dot member if he sticks around. Next year, he could be voted unanimously and get that Blue Dot.
Well, let's see what Jelly has lined up here for us. In motion goes Nemo. he throws it back. They've thrown that several times tonight. It's broken up there, almost intercepted by A.J. Demos.
Yeah, it was nice. And Jelly, once again, under some pressure. He had 3 guys coming at him. And I was talking to Atkins. I said, so is it your defensive end that's going to be keying on him? He's like, no, it's going to be linebackers and defensive end. If they're doing their job, I guess you could say, right? And they were doing their job on that play. This is 3rd down.
3rd and 15 from their own 23, 9:51 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 7-0, Mahomet Bulldogs on top, showing pressure from the weak side, and bounces back off. And it sure looks like Highland's going to take an early timeout here, Patrick.
Wow, I did not expect that. I think they're a little rattled coming out. There has to be some kind of confusion because there's 9:51 left here in the 3rd quarter. You know what I have noticed is that no matter what is happening in this game, you've got Coach Atkins going nuts on the sidelines. He is in the game.
High energy, this guy.
Love it. Love it.
Well, if you weren't here during the pregame show, but the one thing we said, that was really key to, if I can get this paper off my foot, key to this game is they had to stop the run. Last week they came out and racked up, it was actually about 320 yards against Breezy Central.
Breeze Central, yeah.
I keep saying Breezy. It's not Breezy.
Yeah.
I know what Breezy, but it's not Breezy.
Yeah,
it's Breeze Central.
Breeze Central. I believe that is the home of Red Shandiest. And if you ever go down to that part of southern Illinois, you've got to stop by and get a ski. You ever heard of ski?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. You're missing out. It's the greatest drink ever. All right, so Blake Jelly now in the shotgun.
Mahomet showing blitz early. He's got pressure from the backside, and it was broken up there.
That's 3 Bulldogs there, and that was Noah Frank.
That happened so quick, and I just said in the last series we haven't seen him do this. Last week, Dylan Beadle was running that inside route right underneath the linebackers, kind of flaring out to the flats. First time we've seen it tonight, Patrick.
Yeah, they're not able to do anything on the outside, so they're trying the inside. And, of course, wherever this quarterback goes, that's where the ball goes. And here we are with 4th down.
4th and 15. You got to be expecting a quick punt here, and he does that. It's a nice high punt. Pagel back to receive it, and it'll bounce out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Ryan Heiser's down there on the sidelines. Let's send it down to him. And, Ryan, what did you see here in the first series after the halftime?
Thanks, Chad, and welcome back, Bulldog fans. So Highland started out hot. They had a couple drives there with some success, made it down to about the 30-yard line, and then all of a sudden you see the Bulldogs stick it to them. Defense came up strong. They were stacking the box there, and Brock Vanderveer with big penetration in the backfield takes the quarterback for probably about a 6-yard sack. So Donnie Lewis is another good performer here on the Bulldog defense. Donnie is probably one of the smallest kids on the field, and but he's fast and he's tough. I think he's a state qualifying wrestler, so he's got the skills to take the defender or the offensive down. So back to you, Chad.
Okay, as we set up here, Dyer in the shotgun formation. Luke Johnson, it's a quick pitch out to the left side, to the Highland side, sniffed out very quickly there by number 45. That's going to be McCartney Crow there, Patrick.
Yeah, and see, this is going to be where we're going to see Mahomet's adjustments. What I do like to see is another Dyer back at quarterback. That's a hell of a pedigree with his dad, a former quarterback, his uncle, a former quarterback. His dad or his grandfather was the offensive coordinator here for several years.
Yeah, you get a guest in the booth, you learn something you didn't know.
Yeah. Good old Cliff.
Hammerschmidt checks in at receiver.
Love it.
Quick inside bubble across the 40 all the way down to the 44-yard line. I'm trying to actually see who got that.
That was Gavin. Looked like
was
Gavin
Hammerschmidt.
Yeah.
They're rotating these receivers in a lot. You see Pagel come in, Hammerschmidt come in. You
and
see
Peters, too.
Peters comes in a lot.
Now, are they the ones bringing in the signals, or who's calling it on the sideline?
I would think that Berner's calling it from the top and sending it down the sideline.
Got it, okay. Wasn't sure the adjustments that they make. So Dyer's been looking here for the play. Wants to know where he's going to go. He looked to his left.
So we've got a 5-receiver set here. Dyer quick out. Across the 50 into positive field. Still on his feet. Still on his feet across the 40 down to the 35, 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Man, love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Stops the clock, gets some adjustments. Now the Bulldogs can start over and do whatever the heck they want as they're playing out of the huddle.
Yeah, here's what's interesting about that. They lined up in a 2-receiver set to that far side,
yeah.
and the defensive back didn't even cover that second receiver.
Nowhere to be seen as we're moving in motion here for the Bulldogs.
Pagel in motion. Handoff goes to Luke Johnson off the left tackle, still on his feet. Positive yards, maybe 3 if he's lucky there. Brings up 2nd down for the Bulldogs.
Second scampers there. That's nice. So we're doing it kind of the hard way right now, but I think we're going to see pass here on this one. It's it's going to be 2nd and about, 6, 7?
2nd and 7. You got Ray Long. You've got Pagel. And we've got a stacked defense. Stacked receiver set.
Here's the
They
third
finally
DB.
make the adjustment out here.
The DB sees something here, finally.
And the handoff goes to Luke Johnson. Same play as last time, different formation. Positive yards for a couple there.
Yes, he was all a show. It was all a mirage there.
Oh.
See, I'd like to see Luke throw the ball here. He looked great in the first half, making some connections. That's how they scored their touchdown.
Well, you've got Nemo coming out from that linebacker set to cover him. Handoff goes again to Johnson. Breaks it out to the outside. I don't think he quite gets there. It's going to bring up 4th and maybe 1 or 2, Patrick.
Yeah, and see, this is where Mahomet's trying to play the mind games too, because both teams like to run the clock. I just know Highland, from being in the St. Louis area, that they pound the clock too. Making some kind of adjustment here.
Well, speaking of pound, they bring in the diesel package. Vandermeer sets up in the H-back position. They're bringing the meat to the line here.
Let's see.
And a timeout from Atkins. He does not like what just came in there.
Yeah, I'd like to know what he's got there in the huddle with them.
He is not happy. I think they were running so fast there, a little confusion on the play call.
Yeah, I think it's better to err on the side of caution when it's 4th and 2 with 7 minutes left. You're right out of the first drive out of the second half. I think you want to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, 5 minutes into the third quarter, both teams have burned a timeout. Speaking of burning, Ziegler, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on Bulldog TV.
Since 1929, Christie Clinic has been delivering quality and personalized healthcare to the East Central Illinois region. Our culture is a unique blend of core values and a united vision. Christie Clinic. We listen. We care.
If you're just joining us here, it's 7:01 to go in the third quarter, 4th and 2, Bulldogs. They bring in their diesel package. All the meat is up front. They're trying to pound this one out. It's a pitch out. Cuts it back in, and Johnson he's still on his feet. And that's going to be really close.
Man, their head coach.
I think he might have it by 1.
Jim Warnicki on the other side, the head coach there was willing, trying to keep that ball out of the first down, and the Bulldogs pick it up. I mean, Chad, that's why you call timeout, right?
You know, if you'd have forced it, it might not have turned out the way you wanted.
Yeah.
Give it to Atkins for the wherewithal, as they say. Ray Long lines up to our side. We got Pagel and Peters to the left side. Johnson in the backfield. Pagel in motion. Handoff is to Johnson. Missed tackle, and he's swooped up there for a pickup of 1. Bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, answering the call. So I need to know, this is a second start at quarterback at the varsity level. What do you think so far?
You know, he's still young.
Yeah.
It's unfair to compare him to previous teams.
Absolutely.
I'd like to deflect that and really just give credit to the coaching staff. They see where they're strong, where they're weak, and they're making adjustments. And weak is being a little tongue-in-cheek here. There's a reverse to Pagel. He's got a block on the outside, tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, picks up 1, hit out of bounds, no flag.
See, that's got to be a play that Highland looked at on film and saw in practice. That's got to be because
they were committed.
They were committed. And see, what I also think what they're also doing is they're also keying on Dyer. I think wherever this offense goes, it's with him.
Well, it's no surprise most of their runs are off the left side. That's where Mahomet is more mature and heavier.
Yeah, I mean, we got 3 sophomore linemen starting. This is their second start. of their varsity career.
And it is a handoff to Johnson. Cuts it back on the middle. Crossed, and I believe he's got the first down across the 15, maybe to the 14-yard line. It's going to be close. Let's see where they mark it.
Yeah, first down.
And Patrick's right. They give it to him.
Yep.
So another Bulldog first down. And we've got Cade Ashby coming in. He's going to probably line up in the backfield, maybe in the H-back position. And they like to use him as a lead blocker for Luke Johnson.
Oh, no more fullbacks anymore.
Those are days past.
Yes, that was my position. Here we go.
Fake pass. It goes to Ray Long. He's got a block by Pagel on the outside to the 5. And he's taken out there to the 5-yard line.
Man, love the hands. Kid's got some great hands, too. He waited on it, made the play. Beautiful.
Perfect block by Braden Pagel. On the outside, his partner in crime. They run a lot to the same side.
Yeah, it seems wherever the ball is, there's Pagel.
He's all over the place, this kid.
Yeah.
So they stack it to the left. Leave Ray Long on an island to himself. Johnson in the backfield with Dyer. Handoff does go to Luke Johnson. He's pushing. He's still pushing. He's still pushing. Really close. No signal yet. No signal yet.
No signal.
And they're going to mark him just shy at the 6-inch yard line. Is that even a thing, Patrick?
The 6-inch line? Not in football.
Not in football, but what is in football is the diesel package is sprinting out to the field. They want to smash it right up the gut. Little confusion, and he's got it. Well, with that 4:38 to go, Bulldogs pull out a 13-point lead, 14 pending the PAT, Patrick.
Nice. Love it. And Mahomet worked quickly. They were not going to let Highland make any adjustments, and that's how they got in. It's 6 inches away. You got to work quickly. Love it. All right, so Cade Ashby's in for the kick. It is good.
That's actually my mistake. I believe it's actually, well, I don't even know. Yeah, that's going to be Jackson,
Davis.
isn't it?
Jackson Davis.
Yeah, Jackson Davis.
Jackson Davis, he's listed as the kicker, the sophomore. So it's 14-0. Jackson doing his job there, pal. So we got 14-0 with 4:38 left to go in the third quarter. Love to see this nice start right out of the gates from Mahomet.
Well, right before the first half, Dan and I were commenting, it's not at all the game we thought we would see. We thought we would see a lot more aggressive front from that offensive line from Highland. We've not seen it, not to take anything away from, but the Bulldogs have thus far showed up ready to play a lot more.
And let's note this, neither team is used to being behind. Could you imagine Highland being down by 2 touchdowns with 4:38 left to go in a high school football game?
Well, right after this kickoff, we'll send it down to Ryan Heiser. He had a front row seat to that drive there at the end there. We'll wait for this to kick off, and this is going to be Majors kicking off. And he does so. And let's see, they're going to let it run out of bounds, and that should draw a flag, and it does. Let's send it down to Ryan Heiser, who saw that play develop, or that series develop.
A great possession there by the Bulldogs. Exactly what you need coming out of halftime. We, at the beginning of the ball game, we talked about the keys to the game was the Bulldogs running the ball. They were successful in that. Luke Johnson, very impressive drive. He continued to move his feet, and he stayed up and churned a lot of really tough yards. He hits the ball. He hits the line hard. He hits it real hard. He's patient at times. And like I said earlier, he just keeps his feet moving. I don't know if you guys saw that, but when it was 4th down and 4, Luke coughed the ball up. He had a fumble on the play, but he was able to recover his own fumble. So the Bulldogs kept the ball and kept the momentum. Finished strong with Ray Log down here on the sidelines. And then the diesel package came out, and Brock Vanderveer put it in the end zone. So great drive. Exactly what we need to see out of the Bulldogs. Now we need to keep defending the ball.
Very good. Thank you, Ryan. We spoke leading up to this very last play, which we just missed. We have not seen the reverse at all. We saw that on film. That was Beadle on that, and he just about broke it right behind the linebackers, but Mahomet, luckily enough, scooped it up.
Yeah, Mahomet had some defensive backs there to help on the back end, so that was good. Jelly back out to the outside. He's not going to find a thing. He's brought down at the, 40, just almost about 45.
45-yard line, and it's funny to say because we've had 2 phenomenal seasons leading up to this and a lot of fans and a lot of energy. That last series is the first time I felt the booth moving because of this student section jumping up and down.
And we like to see that. We like to feel that. That's good. That's good because like we said earlier, this is a young team. But let's remember, Highland is a really good football team too.
Javon Irvin steps into the left tackle for defense. Twin set to the right side, full backfield. Mahomet showing blitz. It's a handoff. There's an early flag, and they get nowhere, but that's going to be probably marked off 10 anyway. That came pretty early. And it is a false start.
Yep.
You know, for as big as line, and you weren't here earlier, the average weight on the offensive line is 240 for Highland.
Yeah.
The pressure that Mahomet has been bringing all night has been phenomenal. I don't think they know they're either too big or they haven't seen it. They're not able to adjust to that just yet.
And I don't think they realize that that's the good thing with a young team, especially when you want them to work in the weight room. You can get them to do whatever you want at this stage. They don't realize it.
Mahomet again showing a lot of pressure. Deep is Jelly. He rolls way back. He's got pressure up the middle, still on his feet, and he will be wrapped up for a big loss stack behind the 30, maybe the 29, 28-yard line. That'll bring up a very long 4.
And remember, they were almost to midfield. They were at about the 44-yard line earlier, and now we're all the way back here at the 28. So here's another thing to consider with Highland. Their quarterback cannot throw deep. He just is. It's not his style yet. If he can't see anybody, in the slot position, it's just not going to happen, and that was pretty obvious with that play.
You're absolutely right, but what I'm surprised we have not seen tonight, because we saw it all the time last week on film, is he's keeping the ball. He's staying in the ball. He's not breaking to the outside and rolling. It's a missnap.
Fall on that.
Mahomet will take over. Unfortunate for Highland at about the 12-yard line, 1st and 10.
Wow. Now, this could be the turning point right here. This could be the turning point. This is where you got a young team and you want them to believe if you capitalize on turnovers, let's just go all the way in. 1:57 left in the third quarter? There's been a lot of action here in the third quarter.
Been a lot of action, but it's gone really quickly.
Yeah.
Patrick, you want to call the ball?
No, you're fine. You're good. You're good.
Well, that was a gentle handoff, but apparently I'll still keep it as Luke Johnson and Luke Dyer. 2 Lukes that never even occurred to me before that.
Yeah.
Line up in the backfield. The handoff does go to Luke Johnson, bounces to the outside, comes back to the inside, still on his feet, across the 5, down to the 4-yard line. And that'll be close, but let's see. They're going to –
see, this is where I'd have to have the binoculars. This is where the binoculars
you don't
come
want
into
old
play.
eyes up here. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now I can see the screen a little bit better here.
Pagel and Long line up to the Mahomet side. Splits. Trey Peters to the left. Still Luke Johnson in the backfield. Handoff again, Luke Johnson right up the middle. He's hit, still on his feet. And he'll be taken down about the 2-yard line. That should bring up 3rd and short.
Man, he wants that
now
end
that
zone.
should be first, shouldn't it?
It should be first.
It is. It's going to be 1st and goal, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 1st and goal. And we got a timeout here, official timeout. So, yeah, he wants that end zone badly. Badly, you could tell. I wish I would have known about this monitor in the booth.
Now, see, we didn't have that last year. I don't even pay attention to it.
Oh, okay. We got an injured player. So the injured player is what's causing this official timeout.
And he's up and jogging off the field. We like to see that no matter who's playing.
Yeah.
And so with that, 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. Are currently leading 14-0 with $1:15 to go in the third quarter.
Something tells me Luke Johnson is going to get the call.
I'm surprised with not bringing out the diesel package. I wonder.
I guess you go with the guy that brought you.
I would think so.
Yeah, that is Johnson back there.
And the handoff is to Johnson, and he runs across for the touchdown.
Nice. Gets through.
1:01 to go, all Bulldogs. Not at all the game we thought we'd see. Amazing adjustments this week. We talked to Coach Atkins earlier this week on the Atkins Coaches Show, Coach Atkins Show rather, and he was absolutely fired up that they were going to make the adjustments needed, and they have. They absolutely have.
I mean, from the script, from the second half, I mean, the start of the second half, both offensively and defensively, punching them in the mouth. Jackson, and that is good. 21-0. I did not think it was going to be 21-0. I got to be honest with you. I did not see 21-0 Bulldogs coming tonight.
Credit this coaching staff and the work ethic throughout the week. I don't know. Is that a new tent?
Yes.
That's a new tent down there.
It's bigger. It's like a 15 by
You think we'll get one of those for our backyard, Dan?
Why not? And you know what? I got to credit this Mahomet coaching staff with having these guys practice at night. I think that helps with the routine and the game plan. I think that's huge. I think that matters a lot, especially when you're trying to play a team that's ranked as highly as Highland is.
Johnson to score.
Yeah.
And with that, Tyler Majors sets his team up for the second time in the second half to kick off.
That's pronounced Majors, huh?
Majors.
Nice.
I only know that because I know his father. Nice high kick. It'll be fielded about the 11. Got a little space, breaks it to the outside, and Mahomet will sniff that out. That's going to be carried. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was 40. It's going to be Jack Nemo. Boy, he's all over the field tonight.
Yeah, he is. Both at running back and linebacker and special teams. Love it.
Well, just in the sake of having a good football game, competitive-wise, I'd like to see Highland make a run for it here and make some adjustments.
I tell you what, I don't mind seeing 21-0 though.
Well, I don't either. We're homers, so.
Yeah.
And with that, Jelly sets up all alone. Frey goes in motion. Jelly will keep it. For the first time tonight, he kind of keeps it. We thought we'd see that a lot more here tonight, but they're showing a 5-receiver set. You wonder when they're going to start to pass, when they start to kind of feel the pressure.
Yeah, I think they're starting to feel the pressure right now, and I think Jelly was a little upset. He wanted a penalty on that tackle. He didn't like the way he was tackled. I think he's getting a little rattled. Trips receiver set. It's 5 receivers. It actually goes to number 9, Dylan Beadle, their star. He hurdles somebody across the 50. It'll be good enough for the first down all the way across the 50 down to the 46.5-yard line. Yep. And he's a little shaken there. Yeah,
and
I don't know.
They're going to see official timeout.
What do we got here? Leg issue?
Well, he hurdled that receiver like it was a track meet. To his credit, and maybe he just rolled it on the way down.
Yeah. Well, he's labeled as elusive if you're on the scouting report, and he's the guy they go to. He's in that slot receiver, and not having him in this game could mean that Highland's offense is going to have to change dramatically. I'm not sure who else they are going to go to. I mean, is it going to be Hunter Fry? Is he the answer?
Could be. You could also see Tyson Rakers. He's not been incredibly effective tonight, but he has been all over the field.
Yeah. It looks like he might be going to get a play, bring it in. Now, did Beadle come off the field?
It looks like he's still down on the Bulldog sideline.
Okay.
right in front of Trey Peters.
Yeah, this is where they try to use a timeout. Kind of reset.
And barring any fourth quarter dramatic comeback, that's going to be a long bus ride back for Highland all the way back down there.
Yeah, it's going to be about an hour and a half drive from here, at least. Not the greatest.
It'll seem like 5, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And
all right, Beadle's still on the
Mahomet side. He's with his trainer, but they're going to keep this game going. Linebackers showing pressure.
Oh.
In motion, Nemo. Fumble on the snap for the second time tonight. Well, boys, you better touch him.
Hate to see it.
And Jelly took I think he rolled his ankle or something there. Very, very long second or third down.
It's second
should
down.
Be second, right?
Yeah, it's second down. It's going to be like a 2nd and 20.
And that'll end the third quarter. Patrick, I'm super glad you came up here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And just take a second to kind of highlight that Blue Dot and what it means for people.
So the Blue Dot program is it's a Blue Dot Society. You have to play 4 years at Mahomet. If you don't play 4 years, by your senior year, you have to be unanimously voted into the Blue Dot by your teammates who are Blue Dot Society members, right? So this year we decided, let's do something. Let's give back to the program. We've got full support of the Mahomet-Seymour Foundation, the coaching staff, and we're going to give a scholarship to a Blue Dot member. It'll be the very first one. And
this is the first one.
It's the very first one. And it's a $5,000 scholarship.
Can I get in on that? I didn't play here, but, I've been here for a couple of years.
Well, you can certainly donate money to the Blue Dot Society. We'll take anything you can give. You want to hit me up on Twitter? It's Patrick Quinn 07. There's a Blue Dot Society Facebook page if you want to join. Any kind of donation is welcome, and it's a tax write-off too. People love to hear that too because it's a foundation. It's run by former Bulldog football players. There's not one person that's part of this Blue Dot Society that has not played football at Mahomet. So, for example, Danny Marker, his wife, she's in charge of the money part.
Oh, very good. A former alumni.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm a fundraiser. And Danny Marker's a Blue Dot.
How about that?
Yeah.
Known Danny a long time, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you're going to learn something new if I hang out in the booth with you.
Every time. Well, give your Twitter handle once again, Patrick.
Patrick Quinn 07.
That sounds great. Patrick, thanks again for joining us here in the third quarter. We've started the fourth, and we'll go to a quick commercial break. And again, Patrick, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
We're back here in the fourth quarter. Dan Waldinger's back in the booth with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
He finally fixed his flat tire.
I got a hot dog.
You got a hot dog. Jelly.
We got
whips
a duck.
it down the middle, and
it's picked.
Intercepted.
Okay.
From the
Come on over. Come on over. Come on over.
Let's send it down to Ryan Heiser on the field, who
BG
happened
Ryan,
to see that.
By Braden Garrett. That was a much-needed pick. I don't know if you say much-needed or not. The Bulldogs had a fantastic third quarter, scored 14 points, ran the ball extremely well. They totally took the clock down, which is what you need to do in high school football. Big things expected here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs are leading this 21-0.
Well, thank you, Ryan, for that front row seat. That's
front row seat.
The energy is amazing on this sideline.
Dude, BG with the big TO.
Oh.
That's how we do it on the fourth
All
quarter.
acronyms tonight, I guess.
That's what we're doing.
Pagel comes in motion. It's a
it's
pitch
a
back
flea
to Dyer.
flicker.
Flea flicker. He's got Trey
He's got
Peters. He's
Trey.
held.
Throw
No
it,
penalty.
throw it.
I cannot believe that.
Wow, how's there not a penalty there, Chad? all over him. Great coverage.
Great
Apparently.
call. A
I
flea
love the call.
flicker. We talked about that in the first half. Get him in space, one-on-one coverage, and let him get it.
Let
him get it.
What you're trying to say, Chad, is let your players make plays.
Well, I could have said it. I could have said that. Yeah.
I think we need Patrick back in because we scored 14 unanswered, so I'm ready to give the mic up. He's good luck.
That's going to be a false start from Mahomet. They'll mark that one off and bring it back in 2nd and 15.
We're the 3 best friends that anybody could have. We're the 3 best friends that anybody could have. What? What a great night for Bulldog football.
I don't think we need it. People follow us, Ryan.
If you haven't followed, follow Bulldog TV. Like, share, comment. Make sure you hit the bell so you get alerted for the next home game 2 weeks from tonight. Here we go.
Quick pass out to the right side from Dyer. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Might pick up another 2.
The OG, since we're in
Come again?
acronyms. Original line of scrimmage.
Oh.
We got a live update out of St. Joe. That's a big rivalry. Unity St. Joe game. Unity into third. Unity's up 3, 35-32. That's live action from Chris Roberts.
And speaking of being up, Bulldogs are up 21-0, 11:33 to go. And Dyer rolls out to his side, and that's going to come back for a holding almost certainly on that left tackle.
Yeah,
I think that was going to be number 74 if my eyes are right, Oliver Smith.
You saw it, Chad. The great execution. B-Peg's got the completion, but it's coming back.
Here's what I like about what I've seen out of
Luke
Dyer tonight.
Yeah.
He's not staying in the pocket. He's rolling out. He's getting out of that pressure that they're sending up the middle.
Well, he's got some good home cooking. He feels comfortable tonight. He's settled in. The junior looking good tonight. The offense really featuring LJ tonight. And LJ's grinding. That last drive, it was all Luke. It was the Luke show, and he took over the game and got this momentum going the right direction. This is a big win for the Bulldogs if we can close this out. Still 11 minutes to go. Formidable opponent. I should say formidable.
Formidable. They've been a powerhouse a long time down there.
Long time. That makes this a big win if we can close this out. Where are we at here, Chad? We're at third. And
well, I wonder if it was offsetting penalties because
they
marked it off and then came back.
I feel like it's a 3rd and 5 play here. Scoreboard says 3rd and 9, but we've got 5 yards to gain.
It's obviously not 9. I think it's a little more like 4.
Yeah, I think it's 4.
Plenty of time here for the burner to call his play. He calls it in here.
Ray Long, Braden,
5 wide.
5 wide set, empty backfield. Dyer all alone, showing pressure from the outside. Quick pass on the inside. Luke Johnson, he has the first down, still on his feet, out to the 37-yard line.
It's a really, really well-executed play. Spread them out. Luke on a quick hitch play, easy money. Luke Dyer just had to make the pass. He did it. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Really good set for Burner on the empty backfield. And he won't stick it with it. This time he'll have Luke in the backfield, LJ that is, and Dyer in the shotgun. We've got twin receivers to our near side. The give is to LJ. LJ finds some room. Not much room, but he picks up 3 or 4 there, brings up 2nd and about 6. You got to imagine at this point forward we're going to be heavy LJ. It's the LJ time. Just grind, bump and grind all the way to the end zone. That's what I want. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
That's something from the past there, Dan.
Usher.
Hand me that roll right there if you wouldn't matter.
That's Usher.
Speaking of Usher, as we usher in this 4th quarter.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
On the outside, brings it to the near side, still on his feet. Johnson bumped up, gets it out to about the 27, 28-yard line.
Yeah, LJ with a good run on the outside, but that was number 7 met him head on for the Bulldogs from the south. That was Leo Deva, who made a big play for them. Stops him short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. We've got an injury on the field. It's a great time to go down to the Godfather. Ryan, are you queued up? Let's go down to Heiser. What do you see on the field, Ryan?
You already mentioned it. We have an injury on the field right now, so both sides are taking a little bit of a breather. But Luke Johnson still picking up some really tough yards and getting the ball out of the backfield on a few of those short plays. So that's good to see. I want to shout out to Brian Rook. He's one of our listeners at home. He is my eyes and ears on the couch. Thank you, Mr. Rook. Back to you, Dan.
Oh, I'd like to send back. We normally get a lot of texts from people. I think probably they're fed up with us, and we haven't got them this year. But apparently Ryan's getting them, and I like to hear that.
Yeah, I've gotten 0 texts, which means we're probably not doing a great job. Chad.
Or our mics are off. I don't know which one it is. 10-11 to go
RZ.
in the game. 21-0. All Bulldogs, Dan.
All Bulldogs all the time. What a great night. Dogapalooza. Setting the tone all the way throughout, start to finish.
Packed.
Defense. Give credit to the defense, Chad. Still 0 points on the board.
Effectively shutting down that run we talked about in the pregame. Quick pass on a comeback. It goes, that's actually going to go to Hammerschmidt, and he will get the first down. So Bulldogs will get another first down as they're approaching what we hope to see another score.
Yeah, good little slippery move by our junior, Gavin Hammerschmidt, in the slot. He's 6 foot 170. Nice little pass from Dyer to get that completion and the first down. Bulldogs looking to add on here in the fourth.
Oh, a little miscommunication by Dyer and Johnson. That'll be a loss on the play. I think Dyer was looking for him to come off of his left hip. He went to the right. 9:26 to go.
Yeah, that was Hunter Frey on the tackle. He broke through that linebacker position. Good play from the Bulldogs from Highland on that play. Brings up 2nd and 16, 9-10 to go in this ballgame.
Trips left for Mahomet. Dyer step back. Heavy pressure. Again, the flag comes out. It's going to be another holding.
Yeah, it's got to be a holding.
It sure looked like it was Oliver Smith again to me. Ryan Ziegler, do we have graphics for our schedule this year? If so, why don't you go ahead and cue that up? Oh, it looks like that's what it's going to be. So
yeah, we're on the road next week, Chad. Looks like we'll take on a tough Mattoon team on the road next week, Chatty. Then we're back home against Taylorville. Is that right? Quincy on the road. I'm sorry.
That ain't around the corner.
That's a haul. That's a pretty good haul. But, you know, we've made that trip before, and we did some things. So we know that drive very well. You know, Atkins will have the boys ready, but we got to take care of business tonight. 9 minutes left. Dogapalooza night, 21-0 Bulldogs. Great crowd tonight. Whiteout conditions. Jack Atkins down on the track getting the crowd fired up. I don't know if we can zone in on him, but he's doing work down there.
He was a special guest on the Atkins show, Coach Atkins show this week.
Special guest? He was the star of the show. He probably ought to do our job.
We'll get him up here, get him trained. Roughing the passer, takes some route or something.
They've been leaving Peters on an island over here. Look for a little shot here as we close this out.
Leo Deva, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he stuck with him pretty good tonight.
Shout out to Lee Starks watching at home. Oh, Lee.
He owes me a text back, so hopefully he'll do that soon. 2nd and 26. That tastes like a 9-volt battery.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds sour. Or spiky or it's shocking. Shocking.
Several penalties here on this drive. 8:58 to go. Third quarter just ran.
Let's finish business here. Let's finish.
Baker comes to set up on the left side of the diamond.
Taking our time here. I like it. Run that play clock all the way down.
Great blocking up front.
Lots of time. He's got a man. Oh!
Broken up at the last minute by Hunter.
Yeah, I'm going to say Frey, but he actually made a heck of a play there to get his paw in there at the very last second because Dyer had all kinds of time. Give credit to the O-line for giving him that time. And Hunter Frey just made a good football play. Knocked that thing down. Brings up 4th down and Mansfield.
Oh, well, they are heading west.
Yeah,
Apparently my mic is back on.
Well, we got to get to Farmer City anyway.
Well, let's see.
And
it'll be a quick punt.
Dyer kicks it. Frey gets it, but he's tackled. Good coverage by your punt team. And it looks like that is Trey Peters on the punt coverage. Good play by Trey there. Normally the offensive threat. He makes a great tackle.
I believe that is going to be Hunter Fry, Dan.
We'll call him Fry Daddy.
You can call him whatever you want, but I think the appropriate pronunciation is Fry.
Well, we messed that up all game, so we'll correct it going forward. Highland needs a score here if they have any chance of getting in this ball game. Bulldogs need to tighten up here.
Jelly comes out. It is complete to Adam Muni. We haven't seen him much tonight. I mean, he's been all over the field, but not many receptions.
Yeah, it was Tyler Majors along with Braden Garrett on the stop after the reception, but it's a good gain for Highland. Brings up 1st and 10. That is a first down play for the Bulldogs from the south. They'll reset in that shotgun formation.
Tight coverage for the Bulldogs. Beetle goes in motion, drop back. Jelly, inside screens, got blockers out front. He's got room, cuts it to the inside.
Lots of
He's
room.
gone. Ice, take that back. Great coverage and pickup. Is that Donnie Lewis?
It's got to be Donnie.
It is Donnie Lewis, Donovan Lewis.
Yeah, Donnie makes up for a lot of errors on that play, tracks him down. That was Tyson Rakers who broke loose for Highland, but Donnie tracks him down to save a touchdown.
Now, that's the first big gain tonight. Notable gain, I should say, for Highland. They're not getting it done on the ground. They're changing up and going to the air.
Well, they've been successful in week 1 with that screenplay, Chad. Look, they'll probably go back to that again. There's a pick. Donnie's got it. Go, Donnie. He's got blockers. He's got field. He's shuffling. He's moving. He's on the far side, and he'll go out of bounds. And that's a turnover. That's a Bulldog first down. We're going to wrap it up. Put a bow on it. Let's go.
This crowd is gone wild. Let's send it down to Ryan Heiser, who was down around about the 20-yard line, who saw Donovan Lewis pick that off. Ryan?
There by Donovan Lewis. He prevented the takeaway touchdown there, or the takeaway run from Highland. Him and Javon Irwin. Irwin, sprinted down the field as well. So the two of them make the stop, big stop, and then Donnie turns up with the interception, giving the Bulldogs back the ball. That last possession of the Bulldogs, well, they lost a little momentum there on that one, but let's see if they get it back here. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game. Bulldogs lead this thing 21-0.
And it is a quick pitch to Luke Johnson, who's got a blocker out front, hits around the corner to the 30.
Go, LJ.
Still on his feet to the 25, breaks it down to the 14-yard line for a 1st and 10.
Do some work, son. Do some work, son. What I love to see, Chad, is the last 2 possessions, senior led. Donnie Lewis with the takeaway, LJ with the gut punch, and Bulldogs are moving. 7 minutes, 21-0. Here we go.
Talked about it all week. Get Luke Johnson out in space and let the big dog eat.
Players make plays.
Hey, players going to hate.
Players going to hate. Don't hate the player, hate the game, Chad.
And hate that. Luke Johnson again on the carry. Cuts it back in. Still on his feet.
Do some work, son.
Gets down about the 6-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Hey, let's give a shout-out, since we're bullying them right now, to our O-line, led by number 72, Colton Metcalf-Poulos.
Can you just stop and tell me how big that guy is?
The junior, Chad, is 6'5", 270. They call him the Beast.
Gee whiz.
They call him the Beast for a reason. He's a big boy.
Well, you just said it, 6'5", 270.
He's a big boy. That's us combined, Chad.
Speak for yourself, Dan.
Well, I know you got a few pounds to lose. Here
Dyer
comes
again
LJ
to Johnson. Still on his feet, pushing down around the 3-yard line. No whistle yet. And they'll finally give him forward progress down about the 2.5, 3-yard line.
I love the
Finish
bully
your
ball.
thoughts there on the O-line.
O-line, man. You know, we don't talk about it enough, but the center led by Finch, he's a 2-year starter now. He's not the biggest guy, but he's smart, and you don't see a lot of missed snaps from him. He anchors that O-line from the center position, but the beast, Colton Metcalf-Poulos, is a 3-year starter now, and he is fun to run behind. I know Luke's going to be probably buying him dinner after tonight. LJ doing work. Look for LJ to keep going here. Dyer on the shotgun. He gives to LJ. There's looks like there's some laundry on the field.
I think it's going to be a false start.
Yeah. I didn't bring the Tide either.
What's that?
Well, the dryer's not working.
What does that mean?
It's not laundry night, but apparently there's laundry on the field.
Yeah, it's been a year, so it's taken me a while to catch up with you on that one.
Well, it's good to be back, Chad.
It's good to be back, Dale.
5:38, all Bulldogs, all the time.
Yeah, if they can finish this one strong,
big win.
Mentally, as you're going out on the road next week, a huge boost to the morale.
Massive. You need 6 wins to guarantee a playoff. I know it's early, Chad, but this is a big win for the Bulldogs. There's LJ on the outside.
And no signal just yet. Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
27 to Goose Egg with 5:11 to go.
Love the play call. Give your guy, LJ, the ball. Let your O-line lead the way all the way to pay dirt. LJ with the end result. Bulldogs up 27-0. Here comes the point after. Great night for Bulldog football.
Here's what I want to know.
What do you want to know?
Who pays for the fireworks?
People do.
People.
Yep.
They've got people? They got a guy?
They got a guy.
Okay. Gridiron. When we need answers, we know who to go to.
We're going right to him right now, the Godfather. Godfather, do you know who pays for the fireworks and what'd you see on that play? Let's go down to Heiser.
Thanks, Dan. The Mahomet-Seymour Gridiron Gang, they do the fundraising here for the Bulldogs.
Talk about what they do, Ryan.
Yeah, you bet. I was a founding member, actually, and it's parent-led. There's a board of directors, and they manage fundraising efforts here for the Bulldogs. Anybody that wants to make a donation, they can. They do a lot of great things. You know, you see at when the boys run through the tunnel was provided by the Gridiron Gang. They take care of after game meals, all kinds of things. I think we bought socks. We send the seniors on to the Indianapolis Colts game every year, seniors and their dads. So a lot of great things done by the Bulldog Gridiron Gang. Yeah, same theme here in the fourth quarter. You know, Luke Johnson continues to pound it out on the ground, picking up some really tough yards, and that's exactly what we need to do is milk the clock and score some points and keep churning away. But while I have everybody's attention, I do want to apologize for some of the bad jokes coming out of the booth. Dan and Chad, you need to polish up on some of that stuff.
We'll take it back from here. I appreciate it, Ryan. Here's what I love about having Ryan down there. Being up in this booth, you don't actually get to hear the crowd or the band that much. When he has his mic on, it's like I feel like I'm down on the sideline.
I feel like I'm playing, and I don't. That last part cut out, though, so I didn't hear it. Broke up a little bit.
No, you heard him.
Something about how great our jokes are.
I think it was.
Pretty sure that's what I'm pretty sure I heard. He's really loving the jokes. But Ryan, the Godfather, he's right. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a great organization. Started in part with Ryan and other parents, and they do a lot of great things. So make sure you hit their website, support these Bulldogs. 5 minutes left, fourth quarter.
Beto goes in motion. Jelly pump fake, sends it up top to him. Gets it around and almost intercepted and right back out. It was a double tap.
Double tap. Two receivers had hands on that ball, and it found the green grass, which is good for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. They're gonna be firing away. They got nothing to lose now. This is a good time for the DBs to go eat.
Well, I like to see
Go
them
eat.
get tested. The DBs
too.
get tested on these long routes.
I do too. They're ready. Let's see if we can get a takeaway here and finish this game.
Jelly takes a snap. Quick out route. Blocker up front, cuts it in the middle.
He's fast.
Cuts it back. Still on his feet.
That's Beetle.
That's going to be Beetle. And we saw that on the play. He cuts back in, follows his block. He's very fast, this kid.
He's shifty. He reminds me, I know I said it earlier, but he reminds me of Valiant Walsh from last year for our team. He's just so shifty and quick. When they get him the ball in space, he's hard to tackle. Bulldogs, though, up to the challenge. They team tackle him, but not after a few yards there. Brings up 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Clock is continuing to cook. Cook?
No, that's
tick.
Dinner. That's dinner.
Has his man open.
There's-
Beetle does
there's
grab
Beetle
it across
again.
the 50 down to the 44-yard line. Little miscommunication on the DBs there as to who had him.
It was really good coverage by Chase Dockham, the sophomore DB, but the throw was actually underthrown, and Beetle just made a play. Tip your cap to Beetle. He's their playmaker. He made a play again. 1st and 10 for Highland. 4 minutes left. All Bulldogs still 28-0.
Probably the best series yet for Highland. And they're sticking with the pass. Another hold on the outside not called.
There's Beetle again.
Beetle again. He gets another first down, or so it would appear. Very close either way.
A little too late probably for Highland, but they're finding something in this pass game, Chad, and they're finding Beetle, their playmaker. They're getting him the ball, and he's making plays. That's back-to-back-to-back first downs, all Beetle from Jelly. .44-yard line is where they'll take over on this first down.
Yeah.
3:30 left to go. It's ticking.
Here's the other thing I've noticed is Mahomet has shifted their defense a bit. They're not showing. Oh, there he is again. Beetle on the outside. Another first down. Still on his feet. Runs out of bounds at about the 15, 14-yard line. What I was starting to say is that they're not showing as much pressure as they were in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, they're playing a little prevent.
They're playing prevent.
Which you expect in this fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. Now they got to tighten up now that they're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from their 15. Now you'll see the Bulldogs get in that red zone.
Yeah, let's go down to Ryan Heiser.
To point out, gentlemen, that second string is in, so that's why you're not seeing as much pressure as previously. But the Bulldogs pretty much have this at hand here. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game. And, they continue to chip away at it. But, again, it's nice to get your second string in there and get them some reps.
Yeah, great point by Ryan Heiser. Things you don't really pay attention to when you're up here.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. That's why we have that sideline reporter. But you're right, Chad. It's great to get them some reps because your next man up mentality, and any one of these guys on this second unit can be called upon.
They could be called up
anytime. So if you get them some game reps, it's all for the better. Let's see if they can tighten up here, though.
Trip stack to the Highland side, single back, and it's another quick out. It goes. Well, I can't see that far with my old eyes. I think it's actually.
I think we're going to need new prescriptions because I can't help you, Chad.
Well, we could, but that was going to be Beetle again. 3rd and a couple yards, 2:59, clock ticking down. Highland threatening for the first time tonight, stacking that O-line, and there's going to be a false start. The flag come out a little late. Wouldn't have mattered. Channing Byers was right there to smack Jelly had he made it out of that.
And I'll say, rewind to the first quarter, Chad. Remember when they were driving and we made that stop as they were driving towards the goal line? That was really a turning point in this game when you look back. Getting that stop was a huge momentum shifter looking back because we stuffed them, and it was all Bulldogs from there. Let's see if we can do it again with this second unit. Channing Byers with a great pressure there on the edge. He plays that D-end position, and he's just a junior.
Nick Judge, Trent Stock checks in. Rolls out to his right again, and is
It's like a fake jump pass.
I don't know what that was, but the Bulldogs smelled it. I think he maybe tried to fake it and saw his man was covered. In any case, 2:07 time's ticking, and it's going to bring up fourth and a very long first down. This is a score or die here, Dan.
Well, I can tell you who wasn't fooled, and that was Riken Kirby, the senior, number 40. He was right on it. Riken applying all kinds of pressure. Didn't saw it on that fake. Got his man. Brings up fourth and 17, 144. Clock's ticking. This is the ball game right here, folks. Jelly will get in that shotgun formation. He's got a man in motion. That's Beetle. Jelly gives it right up the middle. No, it's a reverse. And there goes Beetle. He's going to be short, though. Good team tackle from Mahomet. And that's a turnover on downs.
Boy, Coach loves it.
Yeah, Byers was in the mix. There's somebody else in there. Bulldog defense
Evan
holds.
Anderson was in there.
Yeah, Evan with a big stop.
Dan, let's take a quick minute to thank everyone who's put this together. We kind of scrambled and got this together. I want to thank Ryan Ziegler. I want to thank Kaylee Holt, Mason Corey, Tyler Mackey, Simon Anderson, of course, our brand new sideline. What were you calling him?
Godfather.
The Godfather, Ryan Heiser's down there.
And you know what? It's a great time to thank our corporate partners, Chad. D1 Networks, Prairie Side Development, Jackson Quality Construction, Busey Bank, Christie Clinic, Subway of Mahomet, Andrew White Dentistry, Mid-America Market, First State Bank of Forest, FedEx Ground, Mahomet Animal Hospital, and, of course, your MSHS Athletic Boosters, who put on a heck of a Dogapalooza. I heard they broke a record for fundraising tonight. Well done. Well done. Great community effort.
Well, with 52 seconds to go, they're going to be content to run this one or two more times. Bulldogs are going to pull out a victory. If nothing else happens, it'll be 28-0.
Yeah, good scoop by the running back on a tough snap. That's Ryan Pruitt at quarterback now for the Bulldogs. I couldn't quite tell who picked up that snap. I think it's BG at the up back, but I can't quite tell. That was Kate Ashby, Chad, that picked up that loose snap and made the best of it. But it brings up third and a long.
And that'll be it. They'll be content to walk this off. Special thanks to everyone. Thanks to Ryan Heiser for stepping in and helping us here. Thanks to the whole crew. 28-0 Bulldogs. Make sure you guys stick around. Coach Atkins will come up here. I hope he remembers.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. We'll go to a commercial.
1-1.
Stick back with us here in a few minutes, and we'll talk to Coach Atkins. We'll be right back.
We're home against number 28. Homecoming. We look forward to seeing you here.
With 34 rushing attempts for 141 yards. Oh, I didn't know we were not back. Okay. Do what? Okay.
Coach, got a few things to say to you.
Can't wait to hear
Let me just lean over
can't
here.
wait to hear
28-0. We talked to you yesterday. We had a lot of film. The one thing that stood out to us is if you guys didn't stop that run, it was going to be an absolute difficult game.
No question.
You shut it down. We've got an interesting statistic.
Can't wait.
Negative 39 yards against last week. That's not official. Against last week, I think they ripped off 350, something like that.
Negative 39.
That's unofficial. I think
That's unofficial.
I think it's somewhere in that neighborhood. It isn't 300. I know that. Give us your thoughts on the game. What adjustment did you make this week? Off of last week.
You said it best. That's exactly what we did. We had a little sour taste in our mouth after that Morton game on Friday, giving up that much, right? And we knew that it was just little things, right? Day one stuff that we just had to correct because we weren't doing right. So we came back this week. Our defensive staff, hats off to them, did an incredible job, worked their butts off in the game plan and then certainly throughout the entire week of practice. And our kids responded. That's what it comes down to. We can want all this and that, but at the end of the day, you got to get the kids to buy in and believe, and then do what it takes. And they did. Again, I'm so proud of our kids, both sides of the ball. Right? Again, we kind of unforced errors on the offensive side. We're still young. We got to continue to grow up. But just like I told them there, I said, look at what we're capable of. Look at what we're capable of if we continue to grow together, continue to build each and every opportunity that we have in the practice field. I'm excited to see where this team goes. I really am. And I want to give a shout out to that second group D that got out there and finished the game.
Big stop.
I mean, I don't know the last time where we've had a shutout, and we've been pretty good the last couple years. And I can't remember the last time that we put a 0 on the other side of the scoreboard. And again, that's a credit to our first group. That's a credit to our coaches. And then our second group for getting in there and finishing the job.
And that's against their first team.
First starters, no doubt. So proud of our program, the way that they responded. And again, I told them, I said, don't look at what you're capable of, but don't ever forget that sour taste that you had after that Morton loss. And let's continue to use that to fuel us and drive us every day. And let's keep this thing going, man.
Well, here I want to point out something that I thought was huge. I thought you talk about experience sometimes, and your seniors stepped up at the right times. When you're looking back, big play from Jack Gallier, big play from Javon, play after play. Donnie stepped up. Talk about that senior leadership stepping forward tonight.
Donnie makes a play, right? Let's keep going. Luke Johnson, what a workhorse he was, right? Let's take it a step further. Evan Anderson comes in because AJ's cramping. There's a senior. Gage Decker comes in when BG's got to go off. Reich and Kirby makes an incredible play on kickoff. Seniors, when they have tasted success and they know what it's like, again, they were the driving force to get that buy-in this week, and it's because of them and the effort that they've put in. And again, you saw out there making plays, being seniors, and everybody else is feeding off of
100%.
that. And not to even change the subject, but man, do I got to give a shout out to this crowd. Holy crap! You heard of the 12th man? I think we had 12th, 13th, and 15th, and I mean, it was incredible.
This is during the third quarter. I'm not exaggerating. This is the first time. And we're talking about a backdrop of 2 pretty amazing years, right, where there's crowds in it. For the first time ever, this crowd was so into it, this booth was shaking.
Awesome.
It was pretty awesome. I thought maybe there was a small earthquake, but it was just a crowd.
No, and the other thing is, I heard we broke a record for Dogapalooza fundraising tonight, which is a credit to the crowd, again, in the program.
Amazing. Again, I said it in the coaches show. Our community, our fans, our student body, I'm incredibly grateful to be in this spot and be where I'm at. And it's because of this community and our fans and students. I'm happy for them. I'm happy. I'm thankful for the effort that they gave us and their support and their cheering. And I'm really happy that they got to taste the victory as well, because, again, they deserve it. They were awesome tonight.
They were awesome. And it's easy to say now, Coach, but this was kind of a must-win, right? Like, You don't want to go into the next week going 0-2.
You know,
and you want to defend the house. Talk about defending the house.
And that's exactly why it was our theme this week. Protect the house. It's been a long time since we've lost here, right? And we wanted to try to live up to that expectation, and certainly they did. But you're right. I mean, putting yourselves 0-2 in the hole and then taking a 3-hour bus trip, it's nice to get that taste of what victory feels like, seems like, looks like, and what you got to do to make it happen. Again, guys, I'm telling you, that is an incredible Highland football team.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're
very athletic.
They're going to make the playoffs.
100%.
Strong, physical, athletic, fly around, and again, I told the kid, look what we're capable of doing.
Yeah.
So we just never satisfied, never good enough is what I told them. Be happy. Great job. Let's continue to build.
Yeah, we talked about 3 things going into this game on our offensive side that, well, in fairness, it was on Dan's couch, so it was just Chad and Dan talking. But we saw 3 things that were
deep
must.
Conversations.
Yeah, must-dos. Dyer's got to square up his shoulders, throw flat balls. The O-line's got to not hold. They've got to do a good job blocking, and you got to get Luke Johnson out into space. Tonight they did all 3.
Guys,
and make tackles. We talked about making tackles.
Finish, yes. Again, we finished some tackles tonight. I was proud of our kids. Again, we didn't the previous Friday, right? Morton running backs slipping off of us and breaking long runs. Again, we came back to work and worked on the small things of what finishing tackles looks like and feels like. And you're right, our offense, again, I'm incredibly proud of the way they responded.
Yeah.
As young as we are on that side, from Luke Dyer and his command and his confidence, right? He threw that pick and he goes, Coach, I'm fine. Right? And that's growing up. That's that maturity.
And that's that question mark. Can a young guy recover from that? And he obviously did.
He did. And again, was the leader that we needed him to be, kept the tempo, kept the energy, and like we mentioned earlier, the workhorse of Luke Johnson. And, guys, I'm so proud of those 5 guys up front, 3 sophomores and 2 juniors, and they were getting off the ball against a very good box, a very good box.
They grew up tonight.
They did. And again, I'm proud of our program. I'm proud of our team, and I can't wait to get back to work with them on Monday.
Stay humble, stay hungry.
Yes, sir. Yes,
well,
sir.
Coach, congratulations to you and your entire staff, your football team. This was not at all the game we thought it was going to be.
To be fair, that's a good Highland team.
That is a good Highland team.
Very good.
And you guys you rose to the occasion, so congrats to an awesome win. And
it's
we can't wait to get back in a few weeks.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be back.
Yes, sir. Can't wait for it.
Good luck next week,
Appreciate
Coach.
you guys.
Go get 'em.
Thank you. Thanks
hey,
for everything.
Stay with us next week, Coach Atkins show. And that's it. That's a wrap here. Frank Dutton Field,
yes,
28-0. Bulldogs on top.
Do what we do.
Special thanks to everyone on the tech team for making this happen.
RZ's back.
RZ's back. We got the band back together.
Yes, sir.
With that, the halftime Chris Roberts show.
Yes, sir.
That's for Dan and Chad. We are signing off here. Good night, everyone.